You know what I realize? We don't say hello.
We don't. Should we?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we should say hello.
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 Oh, is it recording?
It's me.
Yeah, it's recording.
Okay. Okay. Hey, welcome back. To the box office, bros. I didn't forget this time. Mic's on. We're all good to go.
Are they
So glad
all
that
on?
we-
Do we see wavelengths
They're
going
all
on all
good.
three
Yeah.
mics?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe the third episode is when we can hear him. I won't turn my mic off. And
What problems are you gonna cause today?
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I won't bring up white colonialism today. But technically bringing up it just now is bringing it up.
Well, that's not a problem. It was just I didn't know what type of material I was going to be wrestling with. I feel like
white colonialism. We brought up 9/11. We brought up Hiroshima.
Yeah.
Hiroshima
And Nagasaki. Don't forget.
And Nagasaki. I said Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
So that was a good second episode to bring
the
up.
highlights of human civilization.
Yeah, that's what people should know. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Did you know that a lot of people don't know that Jeep was a brand that started with the military?
Didn't know that either.
I didn't know that either.
Dang.
So
now I feel bad because I don't know. My wife had brought up Jeep about something, and I was like, oh, like I can't remember. She asked like, how did Jeeps get popular or something? I don't know. And I was like, oh, it started during World War II. The military needed a car, and she was like, she thought I was trolling, and I was like, no, that's really how. And
then it went public at some point.
Yeah, so after World War II is when they, I guess you can say the car itself assimilated into modern day.
Nice.
But yeah, I
didn't
thought
know that.
I guess but I knew that before I joined the military, so I thought that was like.
Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. It is actually really difficult to remember and not make fun of people for things that like you take for granted now. Like you're like, oh, well, this is common knowledge to me.
Yeah.
And then
I've never heard that. That's
really
crazy. Yeah. Never.
Okay.
so now like 5 months from now
I feel
when
like
you're talking to someone about it, you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
you didn't know that?
You didn't know that you started in the military?
I feel like a terrible husband now. I mean, I wasn't like mean about it, but I was like, oh, like I feel like a lot of people know that.
Were you kind of like how you just were, where you were like, did you guys know that like idiots?
Were you just trying to set the stage to make
Did
fun
you
of
guys
your
know
wife?
idiots didn't know
You
about
wanted
the
all
Jeep?
of us to make fun of your wife, and you're like,
No.
oh shit, I'm alone in this room.
You're actually the outlier.
Wow.
Yeah, today we're gonna talk about some movies that Jordell educated himself on. Some
Third person, interesting.
some. Okay,
He
you're
is
right.
the third person.
Movies I educated myself on. Some MCU stuff, Doomsday talk, and then we'll see if we get to anything else. Most likely not. But yeah. So we'll just start off with the movies that I watched.
How do we want to do this?
How
Do we want
do
to
we
dig
wanna
in
do
one
this?
movie at a time, or
I
do
think
we
we
just
have-
want to see like if your aura has shifted now that you?
I think
have
there are
seen-
two that we all have strong opinions about,
Okay.
so we can say
I
those
forgot
for last.
I forgot to rewatch them. I'm not gonna lie. So.
Oh, you guys don't have to. This is for me.
Oh, okay.
So I saw Shawshank, Inception, Prestige, Dunkirk, Insomnia, and Whiplash. So to go quick, Insomnia was pretty fire. Nothing too. It kind of was a little dumb that he didn't say anything when he killed his partner. Just because you made it worse by not saying anything or by pinning it on the killer. I don't know. Because they had... So, just a quick synopsis. They come to Alaska. They have internal affairs over some stuff that happened before. So, his partner has already said that he's gonna whistleblow. Like, he's going to tell them because he needs to break a deal. And he's like, dude, you can't do that to me. Gets mad and then accidentally shoots him in the fog. And the whole movie, the killer who they're chasing after saw him kill, and so they become not buddies, but he's like, you're just like me, like accidents happen. And he tells the police that his partner got killed by that guy, not him, which now makes you look even more guilty, and it makes it look like you did that on purpose to make him shut up about the thing. And then at the end, the detective he's working with, she finds out, and she's a big fan, but she's like, I know what you did, but she tries to throw away the evidence because she's like, I know you didn't mean to do it. And he's like, no, don't turn out like me. Like, turn me in, and he dies. But, yeah. I just thought it was like kind of dumb that he didn't say anything. Like I get he panicked, but I was like, why didn't he? Because the longer you string that out, the more guilty once somebody figures it out you look. Like that means that it, like to me it'd be like, okay, so you meant to kill him, and just because he was gonna blow up your whole operation, like of what you did. I don't know.
I think that's a fair argument, I'd say.
The movie was good though. Like I liked it. I was watching. Robin Williams as the villain was pretty cool.
I haven't seen it in over 5, if not 10 years, so I actually don't remember anything other than it's Al Pacino, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember that movie very well.
No, it was fire. It was good. I just thought like you have everybody kind of on your side there. You could have told them, and I think they would have been like, it's an accident. Like there was fog. They saw the
maybe
fog.
add some form of like storytelling device that makes him feel like if the truth actually is more dangerous than the lie.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the people back in LA probably would have looked into it because they cut a deal with the guy that he killed. But like where you're at, they're all like kind of on your side, and they probably would have believed you. Mm-hmm. But besides that, I thought it was cool. I liked the Robin Williams I've never seen him in this type of role, and he was just like, he was taunting him basically. And he's like, "You're just like me. Like we're the same. Accidents happen." He killed a girl, like a young girl, in high school. And then towards the end, they end up framing her boyfriend who was abusing her. But then he second guesses it, and it's called Insomnia because he can't sleep the whole time. Yeah. And at this time in Alaska, the sun doesn't set, so it's always sunny, and so he's like going through it, like he's tripping. He's tripping. And at the end, he dies. They kill the actual killer, and I'm pretty sure they clear the abusive boyfriend's name.
And does the movie end when the sun finally goes down in Alaska?
I don't know.
If not, that would have been a great
because I think it's based off.
That would have been really good.
But yeah,
that's a good. That's a really good example of the background, the theme, the characters, and the story aligning up. Where it's just like I'm in a place that has no sleep.
Yeah,
I'm in a place that puts me where I cannot rest. Like everything lines up.
Yeah,
as opposed to just random story beats that are just placed in there with no characters. And no obvious character arcs or progression in story or contradictory. I'm reminded of a story that I've recently watched, made by someone actually that made that movie. But
it's a good movie.
I won't lose any sleep over it.
Yeah, no, that one. Dunkirk, I watched. That one was pretty good. No real highs or lows, but it was cool. Harry Styles was pretty good in it.
I'm not gonna lie, I never got through Dunkirk. I kind of got bored.
Yeah, it wasn't like, it didn't like captivate me, but
didn't move me.
It wasn't a bad movie.
He did his signature screwing somewhere in the timeline. Like there's 3 different timelines going on at the same time throughout the movie.
Yeah. Yep. But it was also like the British, so it was like I'm not British. I don't know. I don't really care about this movie.
I'm proud to be an American.
Yeah, America. But it was good. All the characters were good in it. Cillian Murphy was in it, barely. He killed Barry Keoghan. Is that how you say his name? Keoghan? Keegan? Is it Keegan?
I think it's Kogan. Maybe.
Kogan.
There's an O in there, so maybe.
Yeah, it kills him on accident. That was cool. I do like how Christopher Nolan like actually makes life vulnerable in his movies. Like he'll kill somebody, and this kid like wasn't doing anything. Like he falls. He's on a boat. And Cillian Murphy hits him on accident. He falls downstairs, hits his head, and he's sitting there and he's blind at first. And then they find soldiers, get him on their boat, and they're like, he's dead. And he was just he wasn't even the family member. He was the boy's friend. So it was cool. Good movie. Inception.
I can't believe it's taking you this long to watch
Inception.
Some of these movies, because like Insomnia, I get why someone wouldn't have watched this, but like hearing that you haven't watched Inception is actually quite strange.
Inception's
it's just one of those things that I feel like everyone
especially
because
I feel like after when cable still existed, Inception was like one of the few movies that was just always on. Yeah, I've definitely seen parts of, and I already knew the gist of the movie, but it was good. Leonardo is good in it. The girl is good in it. Who's
You mean
it's a woman at this point. She's good in it. I liked their dynamic. I liked.
Are you talking about his wife?
No.
The girl who slept with Batman.
Talking about.
Isn't that the same? That's the same actress, right? Who ends up in The Dark Knight Rises.
She's the daughter of Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
Who has, and that's one of the worst scenes in The Dark Knight Rises when she dies. And they're like, how did Nolan let this through? No.
He was running out of IMAX film. It's like, wait, there's no more room.
They're like, we just got to do it.
We don't have any more roles. You got to make this work.
Miss Page was good in this movie. At the time, she's Miss Page, so she was good. Was it Tom Hardy? He's pretty good. Their whole dynamic's good. I liked all of them. Inception was fire. The whole dream within a dream. It does get a little confusing, but I understood it. Like, the deeper you got into another dream, the more time you had in that dream compared to the other dream. Mm-hmm. So then it was kind of cool. You're seeing, like, to them it's like 2 seconds, but like to them it's like 10 hours. It's like, oh my gosh, this is wild. And then they have to figure out how to make a fall happen. So he goes in the elevator and then makes the elevator go so it feels like a fall. I was like, dude, this is so cool.
Did you notice I have not wanted this to bother me, but I feel like I should be consistent in the sense that what I value is setting rules in your story, and then if you set rules, you should live by them. Yeah. And in this one, like, the medication that they injected to sleep well was you won't wake up whatsoever unless you start falling. Mm-hmm. So you wake up as you're falling, but the whole movie rests on the idea of when you hit from the fall. When the van hits the river.
Oh, because I never thought about that.
No.
Like,
okay.
Bro,
the first fall they missed.
Oh, yeah.
So the rule is the first fall. So when they break the bridge, that was the first fall. They missed it because they didn't make their second layer fall.
No, but the medication is the feeling of falling will wake you up.
Oh, so it doesn't matter.
Remember, it shows multiple scenes of them pushing you back on the chair, and while they're falling, they're like, "Oh!"
Yeah.
And so you have to but the rest of the movie, the rule is like, the thing that breaks the fall is what wakes you up, which is like
I guess
when I heard that, I was like, damn it, I love this movie. But
I might have to rewatch
it to that expectation
because they do say the first fall they miss it, so I don't know why they miss it. But he says first fall happened because of music.
All it would have taken was a change in the line, which is just like once you hit from the fall, you'll wake up, and then like it fixes the rule break. But it was just like you set the rules and you broke them.
Yeah, the movie was really good though. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
What did you think of the thematic pin drop? Is that right? Is that the word?
What was it?
Never mind. When he said when he's in the vault with his father, he said, "I'm sorry, I didn't that I couldn't be you."
Oh, and he says, "I never wanted you to be."
I'm sorry that you tried.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you tried. And then that brings him back. Well, the whole memory heist was getting to a point where they can put this idea into his head. It seemed like going through so much for something so little, because all he wanted was control of a company. Yeah. And you go into 5 or 6 layers of dreams and almost die for just that. It seemed like doing too much for something so little, but it was a good movie. But yeah, that was interesting. And then them like changing how the butler was, or the butler, right? His godfather or whatever, changing their relationship too, because they had a good relationship, but not him and his father.
It's really interesting to think of the idea, like, because I mean, what you've decided, you have this idea of like, okay, what if you go into people's dreams, right? And you're like, okay, what story do I put this in? Yeah. And it's just like, okay, we're gonna make it so that a guy who inherits a company decides that he's gonna just dismantle the company.
Yeah, and sell it.
It's just like, okay, I guess, but if you think about that, like, okay, your dad just died, you inherited a multi-billion-dollar company, and you go to sleep on an airplane and have a dream of your dad saying, like, I'm sorry, I never wanted you to try to be me. And you wake up and you're like, I've got to dismantle this company. And you're like, really?
It's not. Yeah. It's the way they explain it was like not a dream. Like they're putting it into his subconscious so that he knows that was his thought and a memory.
Yeah.
So they're changing his memory.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah, I get what you're saying though. Like,
but it has to be. That's why it has to be a third layer dream, because you can't do that in a first layer dream,
Mm-hmm.
because they would know that it's not their idea. It's just a dream.
Yeah.
They have to go deep into the subconscious and change.
I get what you're saying though, because like I imagine, obviously I don't own a $1 billion company, but I imagine there is a scenario or at some point where you are negatively like thinking about what you're doing, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you don't continue. So yeah, I definitely agree. Like, just because you have this memory or dream of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this, doesn't necessarily mean that you will like act on that.
Yeah, it was a long shot.
Yeah,
It was like,
yeah, it was definitely a long shot.
it was a long shot.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
this is what's gonna happen.
I like the idea of like, because they said like if you're ever gonna plant an idea, you've got to get like the core of the
Yeah.
idea, and
Yeah.
I like that being like the crux of this guy is the relationship with his father.
Yeah.
Like I think that there's something like great and on point there, but it is strange to me to think that a dream could like make you, because realistically his thoughts of what his father thought of him probably came from real behaviors of his dad.
Yeah,
like his
exactly.
dad
Yeah.
probably actually did want him to be him, which is probably why he.
Yeah, they reversed it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like, oh man, I had a dream. My dad actually just wanted me to be me. It's just like, well, he probably didn't. You know what I mean? Like that's probably why you're so traumatized by your father. So like I feel like there's some elements that are like, there's really deep elements, but then there's just things that are like.
But that's what I'm saying. I think they went so deep into dreams to make it not a dream. It's like a memory, and it's the way that he thinks now. That's why I think they went into a third layer.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So like, it's not like he woke up from a dream and is like, wow, my dream father said this. I think they went so deep. That's why he said we have to keep going.
But like the core of the idea is a change in the belief system of who you are and who your relationship is as your dad. And so that does mean at some point you wake up to an epiphany that your dad actually wanted you to be you. And there's no way that epiphany.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean?
They
like
changed.
I can't just magically be like, you know what? All those beatings I got, maybe my dad actually liked me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You do have other memories.
You can't get a change in paradigm unless you have a change in like information or like context. And like at the end of the day, like the dream wouldn't be providing you with those things. It would only give you the thought of like, do you think? Wait, what if my dad actually really liked me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you'd look back at all your memories and be like, no, he fucking hated me.
yeah.
Like,
I don't
you
know.
wouldn't be able to change your mind there. So,
Yeah.
like, I just feel like there's so many, like, the obviously the mechanisms within that movie are so, like, unique.
Yeah.
And it's such a cool storytelling device. However, I feel like there's just some things that are like just slightly off, where like not everything perfectly aligns in the way that we were just complimenting Insomnia, whereas like everything stacks up perfectly.
I think they changed his final like I think the way that I took it was like all of his memories did happen, and he had this perception of his dad, and then they just changed his last moment with his dad to where he came to an epiphany, because he was like, I thought you hated me, and he's like, no, I didn't want you to be me. So like, yeah, if he's getting
he
beat,
say that. You know what I mean?
He did say that. They changed
in
his
the dream
memory.
He said that.
Yeah, but that's his
like,
memory.
If in real life, your
Yeah,
dad
that's his
was
memory.
like,
Yeah,
"You're
that's fair.
stupid piece of shit."
But I don't
you
know.
Better run this company good before. And then he shakes his head like, dies like the girl.
I don't know. I just took it as they just changed his last moment with his dad. So like all that happened, he had this weird perception of his dad,
Yeah.
and then they tried to change it. And then, what do you think about the end? Like the very, very end.
Are you asking if he's dreaming or not?
Yeah, I think because the top starts wobbling, I think he's not, because it kind of wobbles and then it cuts to black.
Yeah.
Your take?
I kind of agree with that, to be honest. Obviously it's left up to interpretation.
He did it on purpose,
but
idiot.
Yeah, I think the wobble kind of gives away that he's not dreaming.
I don't remember where I got this, but throughout every other dream, he can never see the faces of his children, and he finally sees their face.
And he finally sees their face.
So I think like that to me is like, okay, he's. I would think.
But
that
would you
he's not
think?
in a
And I think he's real. So this is just playing other's advocate. But do you think?
Other's advocate.
Yeah. Do you think I've said that since I've known you?
Devil's advocate.
I know, but I say other's advocate.
Do you know where that phrase came from?
Mm-mm.
So devil's advocate was a position in the Catholic Church where when they were trying to decide whether or not someone was a saint, the devil's advocate would try to essentially say like, here's where the flaws are, right? So it was a alternative perspective to make sure that we weren't like
making anyone a priest,
being stupid or like maybe naively optimistic. It's actually a really
interesting,
really brilliant
idea,
very wise idea.
Yeah.
Where you're like, hey, I really want to do this, and you're like, well, let me set up an adversary. And you're like, you know what I mean? Like, not many people actually have the self-control to do that. So it's not celebrating the devil. It's like saying, like, I will choose to adversary my own opinion.
That's actually how I learned the phrase was others advocate, and then I heard people saying devil's advocate, and I was like, I thought it was
celebrate Satan.
Well, I was just like, I thought it was others, and they were like, no,
So really, really cool.
It's devils. But in the dream state, it was him not wanting to look at his kids, like, because the wife would be like, look, they're right there, and then he'd be like, no, like, those are not my kids, those are not my kids.
Okay.
So like,
sure,
it could be he's accepting this if it is a dream
like he's
state.
taking the warnings of what happened to his wife.
Yeah,
like
so
he needs
like,
to remember that.
so now he thinks that this is the dream, so now I can look at my children.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
it's such a
very
confusing
interesting.
thing.
Yeah, I really like the idea of just like what he had to. I think the mechanisms that they did with him, like killing his wife in the dream, was a very solid part of the story. Whereas, like, it really did feel like, okay, this guy, I see how he is getting through his trauma by shooting his wife.
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm also confused. So I think I got this right. So he planted that in her subconscious that she doesn't. Nothing's real. Yeah. So when they got back to the real world, she still thought that way. And
then
jumped.
killed herself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought she jumped in a dream world, which then I was like, but then you would wake up.
Yeah.
No, so they killed themselves in the dream world, right? They laid on the train tracks and then they woke up.
Oh, and she still had that
still
thought.
was just like, no, this is still a dream.
Okay. That's what I thought it was.
Sucked, man. That was a really well written scene where she's like, hey,
and I told
join our kids.
I told the cops, you did this, or like, because she said, I knew that you would try and stay with the kids, so I already told them that you're killing us and trying to take the kids. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, back when Nolan knew how to do character development. Oh,
way back when.
Continue.
You guys suck. All right.
All he cares about is troubled white men.
No, there's Greeks from Ithaca that he cared about.
There's an Indian.
You could argue that Oppenheimer and Odysseus kind of have a lot in common.
No.
Do you guys ever think? Do you guys ever think?
Hot takes.
Do you guys ever think there could be a sequel to Inception?
Yeah.
If there were, I would rather it be in the universe. Like, just use the same mechanisms, but tell a different story.
Yeah, that's
different
what I mean.
Characters?
That's what I would want. But yeah, like different characters.
He only uses the same characters.
He only uses the same actors.
Yeah. Christian Bale's not in it, so I guess you could use Christian Bale.
I would love to see something in the dream world.
Maybe like Tom Holland leads it.
There you go.
Yeah.
He dreams he's Spider-Man.
All of Spider-Man was a dream.
I really like the idea.
I like the idea of another heist.
Yeah,
like
I don't want to see what happens to Leonardo.
No.
afterwards.
Yeah. I don't either. I think if there was an Inception sequel, I would want to see a different type of heist with different characters.
The heists were cool.
Trying to pull off something else. Maybe it's like getting into the mind of Bob Iger and not buying Marvel or not buying Star Wars.
Not buying Star Wars, no. It's just like going down to the vault, and the vault is all the Disney properties, and they're like, do not remake these.
Let them be.
And the time is like, he's about to, I don't know, the Moana animation remake of the live action Moana.
The last one before we get to the cream of the crop is Whiplash. That movie was fire.
The worst thing you can tell someone is good job.
Yeah. His
I like Whiplash a lot.
His ideology was just insane. Mm-hmm. He was crazy. And then this dude gets hit by a car, gets out of the car, runs and to make your recital, and you still cut him.
Wait, you've seen Magazine Dreams, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you think they compare? Or
I don't know.
Think they compare?
I don't know the compare. What, like, I'll stop at nothing to achieve my dreams?
You don't think there's a comparison between Magazine Dreams and Whiplash?
I mean, besides what I just said, not really. I mean, they just go to the end. Like, they're so obsessed with what they want that they don't care. Like, they both got rid of their girlfriends. They're both very obsessed with what they want to do, and they won't stop at anything. Like, they'll do whatever just to do it.
Those are comparisons.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, but that's just like...
So, like, yeah, if you take the theme and the character development...
But no, I thought you meant like, there's more.
I guess, but, like, if you... If you look at it from a different perspective, like, it's not the same actor.
I meant,
the
like...
musicians are different.
I thought you were going to say more, like, yeah, the theme is essentially the same. Like, if you were to pitch both movies, it's the same. Like, it's just an obsessed-driven person.
That's the point.
Sure, I thought you were saying...
You go to the studio and you're like, hey, I want to make a movie about a guy who's completely obsessed and will stop at nothing to accomplish his dreams.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'm actually already filming one.
Yeah.
And we're like, shit, I just got Whiplash.
And I'm like, Magazine Dreams. No, sure.
It's different.
Sure, I guess. But, like, that's, like, just the base level.
I want you to explain. When you say it's different, when you were thinking it was
different, I mean, I guess they're different interpretations of the same broad theme.
Okay.
But, like, I thought when you guys were talking about similarities, I thought you were actually going to go into, like, bro, and they did this, and the way that they did that in the movie was just like this. But you see how it's, like, the same type of thing?
Actually, sometimes, I don't know if we're going to discover it in this podcast, but I think that the reason for this episode is for me to understand what you look at in stories.
Oh, that's interesting.
Sure.
Because, I would have just, like, oh, it's the same movie. Like, that's what I would think.
Yeah,
Because to me, what a movie is it's characters inside of a plot/theme.
Sure.
And then it's like, okay, what's the message within that? It's like,
I guess
I'm going to tell a story
like
about
Whiplash.
vengeance.
Whiplash to me, Whiplash and Magazine Dreams are the same movie.
Yeah.
And so to hear him like talk about how they're similar characters.
Yeah. I get what you're asking.
Yeah.
But I thought you were more like how they say Joker is Taxi Driver, and they give like specific reasons to how they paralleled. Okay. Now, an overall theme, like I feel like you can put so many movies into an overall theme of like that. Like it's just a guy being so obsessed and so obsessively driven
like him
that he'll stop at nothing.
I mean, but what you could compare, you could literally compare the last shot of when he gets in the car accident and he shows up at the concert to when Jonathan Majors' character, I think it was a car accident too, right?
He did get in a car accident
and showed up to the bodybuilding show. It's like very, very similar.
I guess I forgot about that. Yeah. Magazine Dreams is also a longer movie, and a lot more stuff happens in it. Yeah. So I guess I haven't seen that in, I think I saw it a year ago. That one's crazy.
I actually saw Magazine Dreams before I saw Whiplash.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it was like I watched Whiplash the next day because.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Was it because you heard they were similar?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Because all I heard people say was like, "Oh, this is Whiplash with bodybuilding," and then so after I watched Magazine Dreams, I watched Whiplash.
It's so unfortunate how like exposure.
Flips
which one you see first of certain things
is going to change your perception of the other one.
Yeah, especially when like I have a hard time with this. Like when I go back to someone, let's just say like a really classic movie, and they'll be like, "This is the first, like this is the thing that everyone references when it comes to this theme or this trope." And like if you've seen that trope 1,000 times, by the time you actually get to the original, it actually can make the original feel quite dull. Where you're like, "Oh, I've seen this."
I felt like that before. A bit with Pulp Fiction a little bit because I saw it when I was like younger, but sometimes when you're a kid you just like remember parts, you don't remember the movie really, and so like there's so many things that people have pulled from Pulp Fiction. When I went back and watched it as an adult, it didn't really. I still thought it was a really good movie, but like there were moments that felt dull because I'm like, I've seen this before,
right?
So yeah. Are you adding Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
Okay. You haven't seen that either?
I've started it.
Wait. Have you seen Kill Bill?
No.
Kill Bill. Do you like Kill Bill?
You don't like Kill Bill?
It took me 4 tries to get through Kill Bill over the last probably 20 years.
I've heard everybody loves
to watch
the second one.
This last
Kill
year
Bill
because I was going through all of Tarantino movies.
Yeah.
And I got through it. God, I'm gonna get like this hot take from a guy with a fucking watch. Here's the point. Like, let's just timestamp it because I'm sure I'm minority on this. I can't stand those movies.
Really?
I can't stand
Once
them.
Upon a Time in Hollywood?
It's good.
I like Once Upon a Time. in
Loved that movie.
It's a good movie.
I
yeah.
thought it was. I thought it was fine.
I loved it.
I
It was-
loved Kill Bill though.
6, 7,
Six?
6, 7. I'd give it probably 6, 7.
That's
I don't know if I'd say it's a perfect film. It's a very enjoyable film. I don't know
Dude,
if I have
it-
much.
the
it
cast
threw
is
me
stacked.
off.
Like
Yeah.
even the supporting characters, like most of them are like famous
These
now.
hands
Oh my goodness.
are registered as lethal weapons.
It threw me off.
If I kill you,
I didn't know anything
I
about
go
the
to
movie.
jail.
I didn't know
That's
anything
a
about
bunch
the
of
movie.
bullshit. That's called manslaughter.
So I watch
Some
it.
of the jokes are amazing.
I watch it and I'm just like, what is this movie? And then the end just completely just
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
is not what the movie just was. And I'm like, whoa, this is sick. It was dope. Anyways, Whiplash. I thought the ending was really, really
I thought the ending was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
crazy.
I thought it was so funny.
Funny?
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
You can elaborate?
More.
Yeah.
Well, because I mean, so
I feel like it's literally the whole. Like he got it. Like. that-
well, okay, I take that back. Not the very, very end, but like when he gets up on stage and he's like, "Yeah, you thought like I didn't know."
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I thought that part was funny, but like finally getting.
I thought he knew the whole time. And then when they had that little exchange at the bar, I was like, does he not know? Like, it just happened right after he went in a car accident. And,
Yeah.
like, obviously it has to be him.
Yeah.
And then he did that, and I was like, wow, that's embarrassing. And then he gets off stage, hugs his dad. And I'm like, dude, go back out there, bro. Like, show him up.
Yeah,
and he went back out
Yeah,
there
yeah.
and said, we're going to do Whiplash.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is sick. And then he looks at him. He's like, all right, bet. And he's like, you're the guy I've been looking for.
Now I am the master.
Yeah. I was fire. I was like, this is good. This is a good movie. Like,
Yeah.
that guy sucks. The antagonist does suck, and you don't really
J.K.
get.
Simmons?
Yeah,
Why does he suck?
it's a bad guy.
No, he's the reason the guy made it there.
He's a horrible human being. He's
And
not
he
a good.
he put him through the fire
He's
that
a
he needed to
tortured-
get to that point.
He's a tortured artist.
Get the heck out of here. He sucks.
You really think that guy would have made it to that level without being pushed like that?
I don't know. I mean, that's maybe that's what it took for him. I don't know. You don't know.
I'd like to
What
think
happened
that we
happened.
could get there with hugs, kisses, and rainbows.
No.
but
I'm
I
not.
just don't think
I'm
that's
not saying that, but I'm also saying when a guy shows up and he just obviously is bloody and got in a car accident, and you still fire him,
Yeah.
is pretty insane. Like that is
I'm
drive.
not
That is
here
what you're
for
looking
feelings.
for.
I'm here for a drummer.
That is disgusting.
What don't you get
That's
about
not hugs and kisses either. Like
Yeah.
I'm saying there is a middle ground of hugs and kisses, and I'm firing you because you showed up bloody and still tried. You
Yeah.
suck. No, he's a horrible human
No,
being.
I feel like I'm in the middle. I don't think he's completely horrible, but
I
do
would.
think
I'll
he
be honest.
sucks.
It's like, would you want to work for someone like Gordon Ramsay in a kitchen? And I'm like, if I ever actually had dreams of working for the best, I would like to be pushed as hard as
That's
I could
fair.
by
But
the
I
best.
think that's only for certain people.
Well, I guess it would be interesting. Like, you could probably do case study like this. My brain's like, okay,
Yeah.
are there people who actually made it to
No, I think you need to be.
timeless greatness
I think you need to be pushed.
that had mentors
Not like
that
that.
were nice to you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. I don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
we need hugs and kisses. I don't think we need like
Yeah.
I played sports. Like I needed to be yelled at and pushed to exceed, and I always had a higher perspective of what I needed to do than anybody. But like I needed somebody to push me.
I don't know.
I don't need that level of pushing.
I think it
because-
I'm
just-
not gonna be that guy.
I think it just.
I'm
I
not
think it kind of just depended, because like I mostly played quarterback growing up as a kid, so like I never really liked. Like I understood, like as the quarterback, I had to know everything. I had to be able to control mostly everything, and I understood that. So I didn't necessarily really need to be like overly pushed because I understand the position I was in. Even as like a middle schooler, I understood it, and so. But like when I did other sports, like when I wrestled, I couldn't understand. Like I could take the yelling because I'm wrestling, but like as a quarterback, I was just like, I understand the position I'm in. So I think it kind of just depends though too, because like I don't know, one of my wrestling coaches threatened to punch me in the balls before one of my meets because he I guess he attributed to the idea that he knew like sometimes I would wrestle somebody I was better than, but I would like in a sense play with my food kinda and wait for them to make mistakes and then capitalize on their mistakes instead of being aggressive out the gate. And so him, I guess, like pushing me to be more aggressive did make me a better wrestler. So I don't know. I think it depends.
I think we all want somebody to push. He took it to the umpteenth degree. Like that is, like he threw a chair. He threw a chair at him. If he wouldn't have looked up and seen the chair, he would have got hit in the head with a chair. He might have died.
Elementary school, I had a teacher who threw a chair at a student.
Shouldn't be legal.
That's probably
he got fired. He got fired.
Yeah, but
and that
that's
person
probably like the president right now.
That was Donald Trump.
It's because of that chair. Like he pushed him, and now he made it to the top.
No, I did like
totally.
the movie a lot though. The end was so dope that he was like, "You thought like I didn't know, like I knew it was you," and then he shows him, and then he comes back and he shows him, and he's like, "That was dope." It was a great movie. Yeah, it was a really good movie.
I like wrestling with apparent, like, maybe not contradictions, because I don't know if the film itself contradicts itself, but things that make me uncomfortable, like the thing that, I mean, you won't know this reference, but that's okay, I'll talk to this guy. Luthen in Andor is a very complicated character of someone who does evil things.
I saw 4 episodes of Andor.
Okay. Well, yeah, you still wouldn't know. Like, he sets up things that you could easily say, that's evil.
Yeah.
Like what we had to deal with in World War II, like The Imitation Game. Have you seen that with Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yes,
I know
have.
of it.
It was like
I've seen that.
Okay.
Not him.
Okay.
And they knew the code, but if they stopped if they circumvented the Nazi plans to like every single time, then the Nazis would know that the code
they
was
would
broken.
understand.
So they had to
let
I know the
things
real
go.
life story of this.
Yeah.
They had to let some things slide.
So that it wasn't too obvious that they had broken the code.
Yeah.
And so like that is essentially what Luthen did throughout the story of Andor, was just like, I have to make decisions that most people will probably look back in the soft cradle of history and be like, that was evil. But like they'll say that from a position of peace, which we don't have right now.
Sure.
And so I love things that make me uncomfortable and wrestle with the idea that I'm like, I don't really like that, but like, is there something to that?
This is random, but like when you really think about how long the Empire existed, it really was not that successful of an empire.
What, like 30 years?
Yeah, like 30 years is not that
It's
long.
not good at all.
Okay, and you also just compared a war story and them setting up a rebellion against people killing them in Space Hitler to a drumming movie.
Yeah.
That's my point. The
What's your
ends
point?
justify the mean for war, but not for... Why are you this mean for a drummer?
Do you want music?
This isn't that serious.
You don't think music is an important
This is
part of
not.
human
This is not.
experience?
It's not up there with the Rebel Alliance, and it's not up there with the Nazi fight.
Depends. Maybe that drum solo will inspire the next, like, Gandhi.
Yeah.
No, it's just funny because you said like about his setting up the rebellion, and I'm like, his next example is gonna kind of tie more into the drumming, and then you said World War II.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, you can wrestle with that type of ideology in war movies.
Well, no, but the whole point is there are things that, like, make people feel uncomfortable when you're like,
sure.
Yeah.
you know, this person probably wouldn't have made it unless they were pushed this hard. We probably wouldn't have won the war unless we let this amount of people die. Like, we probably never would have gotten peace unless I allowed certain catastrophes or caused certain catastrophes.
What's the Dr. Strange saying in the grand calculus of the multiverse? Your sacrifice means more than
Their sacrifice
Their
means
sacrifice.
infinitely more than their salvation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an... Yeah.
And that is talking about destroying the multiverse. So we have now compared destroying the multiverse, the Rebel Alliance, and World War II to Whiplash,
Yes.
a drumming movie.
Yeah. That's because basically all of them were the same movie.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why you can't do that.
No, but that's not. I wouldn't argue that they're all the same
No,
movie.
not at all.
I'm trying to say that there are. I love stories that make me sit with uncomfortable.
I do too.
Truths.
And that's why I liked the movie, but it was also like, bro.
or uncomfortable premises because it's
This guy's drumming and he's bleeding on your drum.
Yeah.
Nobody else is going as hard as him.
Yeah, but it's a symbol.
I loved it. I loved the movie. So I just hate that, like, you're vouching for J.K. Simmons right now. Like, he was a douche.
Yeah.
He sucked. All right, let's get on to what we're really here for. Shawshank Redemption and
Are
The
those
Pursuit
all your notes?
for both movies, yes. Yeah. I came prepared.
We're going to talk about Doomsday.
We are. But
We are talking about Doomsday.
You know it's so
is
funny.
Doomsday.
Go back to your other page.
the movies I need to watch.
Yeah. So you made the check mark box circle, but then you put the check mark on the other side.
You can click that?
Yeah.
That's so cool. But, like, I'm not doing it for
Okay,
all.
J.K. Simmons.
But I'm not doing it for all of them. I only did that for the Nolan movies.
But I know, but you made the check circle.
Yeah, but I can't. I put green there. I can't change it here. I need it all to be consistent,
All right.
or else I would mess up. And they have no idea what you're talking about. So we're
I
just
know they don't. That's we can move on. But
yeah, that's funny.
I just thought that was hilarious.
I've never, but I did not ever know.
Yeah, you
that.
can check that.
Oh wow, that's so interesting. The more you know. Did you guys know that? I didn't. All right, you want to start with Shawshank or The Prestige?
Which one's shorter?
Kind of Shawshank.
Whichever one
All right, let's go into Shawshank.
touches your heart.
This is a really, really small thing. I don't even think it really matters that much. But the old man, he hangs himself. And then he, like, when he hangs himself, they show him kick the table and then just, like, hang there. Like, that's not how there'd be a lot more struggle. Like, your body would twitch. Your body would move if that would happen.
Wouldn't it maybe just be cutting to when he's dead?
No,
Does it cut?
it shows his feet, and his feet just dangle. And then it shows him after when he's dead. Okay. It's a small thing, but
Yeah,
that was, like, the first thing I saw.
I feel like I just remember it cutting to him dead.
Okay, so Andy is, like, being bent over by these dudes.
Yeah.
And his friends aren't helping him at all? Why is he not getting help? Like, when he first gets
initiation, bro.
When he first gets there, I understand, because they're like, we don't know this guy that much. He's not really our friend, whatever. They know him for this is happening for months.
Maybe they think he likes it.
This is happening forever, and nobody helps him.
Maybe he hadn't developed enough friends.
Nobody helps.
Maybe they think
Morgan Freeman is literally talking over the movie, like, and every time we knew what happened. Like, you guys know he's being abused.
Well, maybe
is it abuse or is it just he likes it?
Oh,
But,
he
I
was
mean, just
fighting
because-
them with chairs and throwing records at them.
Maybe
Yeah,
that.
like-
Maybe that's
That's just
jail.
a part of it?
Throws chairs and
Maybe
it
that's
wasn't-
jail foreplay. Maybe you just didn't
okay,
understand.
well, hang on. Just because someone knows, like, just because I know that my friend's being abused doesn't mean that I have the courage to stand up to the abuser.
That's fair.
Like,
That's
why?
But there's
why couldn't both
there's
things be
6
true?
or 8 of you guys.
So I'm trying to. It's been a minute since I saw the scene, but
Wait,
like,
hold
so
on,
the
yeah.
guy who wants
There's
his
multiple
popsicle-
scenes. Multiple. So it happens at first. He when it first happens, there's 3 of them, and he kind of fights them off, and then gets pushed to the
uses
ground.
head trauma stat
Boom.
on
Yeah.
what happens
Boom,
if you
boom.
hit my head, and then I clench down. And,
Yeah. No, that's later. That's in the back of the movie room.
Okay.
The first time it happens was when he first kind of got there, and he's in the laundry room, and then he goes to the back of the laundry room to grab something, and they pop out like ninjas.
Oh.
And then they push him down on the ground.
Yeah.
He fought him off, gets down on the ground, gets beat up on the ground, but then Morgan Freeman, like, insinuates that it did happen. But then it reoccurs. Another scene comes up where he's fighting him with, like, a chair or something. They got the best of him. And Morgan Freeman's like, sometimes he would fight him off, but then most of the time he didn't. And he got taken advantage of.
So what's the criticism here?
Like, how does his friends not help him at all? This isn't like this is more of like a real life, like, your buddies, because they become really close. Your buddies don't help you at all. They don't try to do anything. Morgan Freeman can get anything. He doesn't try to get you like a shank or something. Like-
Shawshank.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't help you at all. The only person that helps him is the a-hole guard
yeah.
who beats him up and then gets him out, and he's like paralyzed for the rest of his life. Has to eat food out of a straw. That guy had your back because you did his taxes and you helped him with his $30,000 more than your friends who you helped get beer and stuff for.
I would have to rewatch this, but you're just saying like shallow friends, or is it actually issue with story?
I don't think it's an issue with the story. It was just something like, I'm just like, bro, how
What are your
does
friends?
nobody
No, sir.
Okay.
like, you guys get so close to where you're like, Andy is my brother, and you don't help him whatsoever.
I mean, would you try and save your brother from?
Yeah, if he's coming, he literally said, he doesn't say it, but like we know, we see his face and we can tell it just happened, basically. And it's like, well, then at what point do you be like, hey, there's 6 to 8 of us and only 3, I think at max in the movie room there's 4, maybe 5. Like, we at least one-on-one, and one person gets 2 people, like, we can take them. Like, that wasn't ever a plan.
Yeah.
I think it honestly was like a, I think it could be a bit of a like a desensitization to like being in jail, but then also just like the cowardice of the characters.
Sure.
And just like,
And then also like the way I'm wondering is, it seems like that guy who wanted to have someone unload his magazine was like the guy who it was known that he ran the prison. Essentially, he ran the yard.
Yeah.
And so if maybe
it was known that he did that
instance, maybe they only had 3 guys there, but maybe there's more than 3 guys like on the yard.
Yeah.
The way that I took it is, everybody knows like that's his MO, is like he likes to go get
Sucky,
freaky.
sucky.
Yeah. No, he doesn't sucky. He gets, like, that was his thing. But like, I don't know if they made it clear that he like ran the prison per se, but they made it clear that he's a guy you want to stay away from.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's like because he has a crew. The max you see is like 5 guys, and then he's like, and he fights him. The one you're talking about when he's like, I will bite down, because he fights him and he punches the one guy, and he's like, you're gonna help me, and then you're gonna help him because of what you did to him. Like, you're gonna help relieve him. And he's like, if you stab that in my ear, I will bite down, and it's gonna take. They're gonna have to pry my jaws open, basically. But yeah. I don't know. That was just like, bro, that's the homie.
My
like,
answer would then be, okay, I'm not going to stab it in your ear.
yeah, like I'll stab it somewhere.
I'm going to stab your toe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like that one is like, okay, he obviously didn't want it that bad.
I'll go to like the real actual, not problems, but like kind of problems. I think the movie should have been longer. I don't feel like.
That's actually very interesting.
Isn't it
almost
3 hours?
It's 2 something. Okay. Me watching it, I didn't feel like I was in that prison for 20 years.
Okay.
It felt very quick.
I actually wouldn't have minded a longer.
Yeah,
I would have liked them to kind of give me more of his life in there, because it kind of almost is too good, like the whole time. Like and it's based off a book. Like I had to read the synopsis of the book, but his life is pretty good. Besides, he didn't do it, but. His life is good. He gets the library. He gets to do whatever he wants, basically. He's kicked up, feet up. He played the music over, got in trouble for that, but then was back out, still helping in the library. Got a whole library made, all these books made. It just didn't feel like 20 years to me. Like, it just showed, like when Tommy shows up, he just now has gray hairs, white hairs and stuff. And I'm just like, I wish it was longer. Now, that maybe would make the movie feel dragged out, but I kind of want that. Like, I want to be like, oh my gosh, he's still in prison. They said 20 years, and I'm like, 20 years? It jumped. Like, it is jumping the whole movie, but I was like, it jumped. I kind of wanted it to be like 3 hours, like for sure 3 hours.
Have you ever seen the movie Life? It's a comedy. It's
not Life of Pi. Is that
no. It's Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy
in jail?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's older. Way older. Yeah.
I mean, not way older.
Like around this age.
Yeah, around this time. I don't know. I was just thinking about, like, because there's a lot of time jumps in that movie, and I feel like they did a pretty decent job of, like, letting you, like, understand, like, how much time has passed and stuff like that. So
yeah.
I think that's an interesting point. I don't know. I mean, I would have been fine if it was longer.
Yeah, I kind of wanted, like, and I don't really say that for many movies. Like, I want it to be longer, because it's almost like a movie you want to feel like that first part of the Odyssey, not boring, but like, gosh, they're in there forever. He is in here forever.
I can see that.
For something that he says he didn't do. Like, that's just how I was feeling. The Tommy thing felt really fast. Like, I guess that plays into the other one too, because Tommy's there for a year, or almost a year-ish, because he takes a year to study and to pass his GED or whatever to get his GED. That part felt really fast. That's another Nolan thing. I love that they killed him because, like, kill him. Like, that's a corrupt.
Bro just
corrupt
wants
thing.
to see people die.
I do. I want real stuff. Like,
Sometimes
you will
people
die.
live, man. You know.
For
What I'm
sure.
saying? Sometimes people
But
live.
sometimes people die, and they should, like, people should die in movies. Like, if
No, I
you're
agree
gonna
with
show
that.
me
I agree with
something, but I wish that would have been strung out. Tommy would have strung. I loved him. Like, it was weird how quick they introduced him and how quick I liked him. Like, I was like, it's kind of like a TV show when they introduce a new character to a TV show you like, and you're like, I don't really like him because I like the main cast. Tommy, I was like, immediately I liked, and it was weird. I wish they would have drawn on, and I think, like, that plays into the previous point. Like, I wish they kind of drew the movie out.
Which
just
one's
a little
Tommy?
more. The one that told him about his innocence. He was like, I was in a jail, and this guy was talking about how he killed the wife, basically killed your wife. And he's the one who told Andy that Andy went to the, what's it called? Warden?
Yeah, the warden.
Went to the warden and was like, I'm innocent. Like, they have this guy. Like, there's so many things that you can find to track him down. And the warden was saying no because Andy's helping him launder money and stuff. And then went to Tommy and was like, is this true? Like, are you telling the truth? And would you testify in court? And Tommy was like, yes.
Does Tommy gets shot, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I thought you would say that, and then walks away, and I was like, wow, dang, that's cool. I love that he did that. The warden also flipped. Like, it was just, I don't know if it's a negative, but, like, he was one way because he says you will learn about Jesus, or, like, you won't say Lord's name in vain, and you will know discipline. Like, those are the two things. And then later on, he becomes this corrupt, like, being, which is, like, cool, but they don't really show how he gets corrupt or if he was always corrupt, because in the book there's 3 different wardens. There's 3 different while he's there for 20 years. So
okay, interesting. So I wonder if they combined and kept some elements.
so they combined all 3 of them.
I've never heard of anyone who espoused the name of Jesus and did bad things, so that is a contradiction.
Yeah, nobody's ever done that.
It was a bit facetious, but it's just like, people are very
No,
oddly
and
complicated. Like, even just like when you look at like the history of like the KKK, like it's just like, Jesus, what a, no pun intended, but like that, what a strange thing to try to understand of people who actually think that they are living up to Christian values
Doing the Lord's
while also
good work.
doing that, right? So
Yeah.
it's, people are very strangely complicated in their ideas, and it's
No, I
very,
liked it. I liked it. Like, I think that there's a lot of, I mean, you can go through any history. There's a lot of corruption within the church or within people who claim to be Jesus followers. I just think it was such a, it kind of flipped.
Felt like a contradiction.
It just felt like 2 different characters,
Yeah.
because at first you kind of feel like this guy's very strict and he's honest. And it honestly felt like, when I read that there's 3 different wardens, it felt like he was finding a way to combine all 3 of them into one. I just wish there was one more scene in the middle or something before he's full blown, because he goes from this disciplined warden that's actually kind of not bad to bad.
Or
Do you think they should have just like changed wardens, or do you think they should have just had something?
They could have, or they just I just want one more scene in the middle that kind of is telling us this is about to happen.
Yeah.
Instead of,
or you could
he's
have like
full-blown.
a character who like, there's a bit of a line of, at the very least, a line of dialogue that's just like, that points out like, hey, like you're saying that like you deeply value this religious like culture and like these values. You're saying you're Christian, you will not disrespect the Lord's name, but then also you're doing this, like, how you do this, and like the warden then has to either defend himself. Like, if you just had that's a 30-second scene that you could write,
or even like a rumor. Like, for us, we've only seen the warden as this way, but then Andy hears somebody else kind of be like, he's not the good saint that he's portraying.
Right?
And
Yeah.
you're just kind of like, are you sure? Like, we haven't seen anything. And then you get the where they're doing the work, and the guy gives him a bribe, and he's like, okay, so that prisoner was actually right. I wonder how deep this gets. It wasn't like bad. It was just like, I was just like, I wish there was something more, like something a little bit, just a hint of it. And then like people who are actually watching are like, bro, that was already kind of hinted at in the middle.
Right.
But that was it. I mean, those are kind of all of them. And the whole fact that Gino thinks he's Andy. I was watching this and I was like, this
No.
is such a Gino
you are
movie.
Projecting this.
No, I'm not Andy. I'm not Andy.
No, but you're projecting this onto me as it's like, oh, the only reason he thinks this movie is a solid movie is
not
because
the only
the main
reason, but I was
character's
like, dude, this is Gino coded to a T.
No.
My goodness.
Okay, well, I guess if you want, I'd be interested in hearing your interpretation of why you think Andy's me, but then I'll tell you why that's not why I think it's a good movie.
No. I don't think it's your reason. I think that when we can connect with a movie more subconsciously or even consciously, it helps boost our feeling for the movie. Like that's why my movies are rated higher, is if it strikes a feeling in me or like something stirs up in me. If that
so
makes
imagine
sense.
Michael B. Jordan was playing Andy. Do you like is it better now?
I just think that there's his whole character. Like
Michael B. Jordan was in like elementary school, so
yeah, was he?
Or middle school maybe.
Yeah. I just was watching and I was just like, gosh, like this is like a Gino character, like a guy who's really smart, who kind of he gets in and then he kind of does whatever he wants sometimes and he has no shame in it. Like when he played the music and he's like, I know this is bad, I'm gonna lock him in there and I'm just gonna, it's an FU basically. And he kicks his feet up and he listens to the music and everybody listening. And then they break down the wall and they're like, stop it. And he's like, no. And he's like, I'm going to go to, I'll face the consequences because I did what I did. And I was just like, that is something Gino would do. That is like a Gino prisoner. I can see that being a Gino prisoner. He will write a letter every day for months to get people these new books. Mm-hmm. Gino will die on that hill if that's something that he really cared about. And I was like, dude, this is, you just have these, not ideologies, but like when you're honed in on something, like you not wanting to give your money to somebody like James Gunn, like you're not gonna do that. You're not gonna go to the movie because it's a moral or
moral
or a values thing for sure.
I was just watching it and I was just like, this is Gino coded. Like this is, I could see you being Andy.
Interesting. I've never consciously thought of looking at the movie like that, but as you described it, I guess I could see it.
And then him getting out is like Gino would find.
Yeah, because I'm good enough to get out of prison.
No. I'm just saying, like, Gino would find such a weird way to get out of prison. Like, he had this little pick, and nobody thought anything of it. And he chiseled all the way through and got to the other end, and he met a black guy, and he was friends with a black guy, and the black guy got out. And you have a black wife. No, I'm just kidding. But
Morgan Freeman.
But no, I was watching it in literally the whole time.
That's
I was
funny.
just like,
That's
dude,
really interesting.
this is Gino.
So what did you learn about, what did you learn while watching that movie?
What did I learn? Mm-hmm. I learned that your friends won't help you when you're getting sexually assaulted, I guess.
Did you learn that though? Because I feel like you wouldn't be friends with anyone that you.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I would help.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that's
dude,
what I'm saying. So
they're
did you
bad
really?
friends.
You
Did you
be the
learn
one
that?
getting assaulted?
No. I learned I don't want to go to jail, prison. I said I don't know what I necessarily learned. I thought the movie was just very, very consistent and concise. Like I can see somebody saying it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't contradict itself. It doesn't go against anything. It's very concise. It just doesn't have the like wow moment. Like what is a wow moment to you in that movie? Like
Does
something that
the
really...
escape not count for you?
I thought the escape was. Yeah, does that not count for you?
No, I knew he was escaping. I didn't think he was gonna use the rope for death. Like, because they're insinuating that he's about to just be done and over with. Because he's like, he's telling Morgan Freeman, like, you got to go here. I'm gonna get you money. You're gonna be straight.
I don't know. It's really interesting that like
it was
like
very
two movies that I think they're not necessarily similar, but I don't know. I feel like they're two movies that people like is The Green Mile and Shawshank, and for you to like not like really.
I didn't
receive either as like great movies is like kind of weird to me. I don't know why.
My mom.
I don't know why those
is weird to me. Yeah,
I don't know why it's those two movies, but like.
But it's two movies that were so hyped up for me before watching that I finally broke down and was like, I have to watch these, and they didn't hit.
I will. So it's been a long time, so I'm defending it from memory, but I think there's.
Yeah, you can tell me.
Are I think one of the things that like I believe that like the reason we tell stories to each other, like, hey, let me tell you about my day, like, listen to this, and the reason we perk up is because I, one, get a bit of entertainment from it if you're actually good at telling some stories, but the entertainment is like a byproduct of maybe good storytelling. Maybe not necessarily, because there's some things that you need to learn that aren't entertaining. But we listen to stories to learn how to live and how not to die.
For sure.
And so the good storyteller will see the world and see things that happen, and it's just like, I think I see a pattern. And like there's a type of person that does not submit under tyranny, that is cunning and still is able to shape that tyranny even within its own, underneath its power. The human spirit does not go down quietly. It will make micro rebellions along the way, kicking and screaming. Even though I will comply, you won't destroy my spirit. And for the ones, while that's not true for everyone, some spirits do die. Yeah. Right? Some people do end their lives or just
like the old
give
guy.
Up, right?
He was like, I don't know how to function out of
the essence of like the best part about humanity is the ability to do what Andy did, which is just like, you will not see me coming. Yeah. I'll do what you want, and you'll think I'm doing what you want,
but I'm really not.
So it's just like you learn these things about this character, and it creates this world. It creates means, and it like there's outputs, and then there's inputs and there's outputs that have a logical connection, right? So the theme aligns. What do you do when you are falsely accused? What does that do to your spirit? And the whole movie is, what does the human spirit do under these conditions? And so
and he never breaks.
And he never quite
until
breaks.
He realizes there is a way for his innocence, and
that's the closest to it. It's the closest to it, but then he still, there's, he chisels away.
And it was interesting.
See what you did there.
That was a great one. It's interesting because I guess two things. One, what did I learn? I remembered the movie. Hope was like the main theme, because he says to Morgan Freeman, like, hope is what keeps you going. And Morgan Freeman's like, hope will destroy you in this place, and it'll wither away, whatever. You need to get rid of that. And he never lets go of it.
And the theme of that movie is just like does it. Like, it's like, let me show you, like, even under the worst conditions, even under like absolutely corrupt leadership, there's still a through line to find hope and get out. Right? And so I think that, like, for the story that it's trying to tell, I don't know if I'd have anything to criticize, and I will always remember the story, and I don't think that I'll ever look back. Every time I rewatch the story, I'm like, oh man, that was a nutritious meal.
I think we need movies that just, like, I don't know how to describe it. I think we just sometimes need movies that aren't necessarily spectacles, but do teach you something.
Good storytelling.
It's like eating your vegetables.
Exactly. Like, I think if I were to sit my kids down, I don't know, like 7-8 years from now, I don't necessarily think that they'd watch Shawshank and be like, oh, this is a really good movie. Yeah. But I think there would be elements of it that they could take away and apply to their lives. And I feel like we, at some point, have kind of gotten away from movies like that. Like, I can't even really think of a movie that's come out recently.
We want blockbusters nowadays. Like,
everyone's like obsessed with making money, and I don't necessarily think there's. I mean, you could argue One Battle is similar, but even One Battle is a spectacle in a lot of ways. So it's kind of crazy, because it's like, if those movies go away, if those type of movies go away, like, what's going to happen?
Yeah, we're choosing the, like, sugar-loaded fruit juice over, like, eating your vegetables.
Well, because would Shawshank make money today? Like,
I would push back against the whether or not it's about money. It's more like, people who sell vegetables are trying to make money, and people who sell cotton candy are trying to make money, right?
Yeah.
And the market is essentially shifting to only trying to sell cotton candy, right? And unfortunately, the audience is also the person providing that pressure as well. Like when we can complain all we want about original stories not being made, but when they get made, most of the time the audience doesn't show up. So like the studios have no choice but to milk Spider-Man to death, to milk The Incredibles to death,
and they'll just make an original movie on Amazon Prime or Netflix.
Right. Which is I don't know. It's tough because I feel like Obsession is gonna throw a wrench in things because of how much it was made for and how much money it made.
Right.
It's making a buttload of money.
But also, it's tough because it's very genre specific, and I don't know.
Well, they might just learn the wrong lesson too. It's just like they'll be like, okay, you know
Obsession
what,
2,
we need
3.
Obsession 1, 2, or 3, but then also, we need a device that gives you a wish and something bad happens, or we need something where there's a girl who screams creepily in a corner. Like they could just learn the wrong lesson.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but you do have. I mean, you kind of do have that because if you look up Obsession and then you look up, obviously it's older, but a movie like Big, you know, it's kind of the same idea. I mean, then you have like 13 going on 30 as well. Obviously, those aren't horror movies. But you still have that aspect of, you know, wishes changing your lives and learning lessons from them. So I think I do think like we'll probably get something similar as far as like the wish aspect of the movie.
I would love the market to do. I mean, people have made this analysis before, but it's just like for the $200 million budget that was Supergirl, you could have made 200 movies of Obsession.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, what? Let's just assume 60% of them flop.
Yeah.
And let's assume 30% of them break even, and 10% of them make a profit.
Yeah.
You will make more money. You'll have made 200 movies, and then you'll make more money net.
Yeah.
Than Supergirl
doing that than you will because Supergirl lost money.
So my question is, do you think it's also how do I say, like, do you think it's also a demand in as far as manpower? Like, I like as a consumer, it may seem like, oh yeah, you can make 5 movies a year instead of just one Supergirl. But also, do you think it could also be a manpower issue of funding and finding crew for those 5 movies versus just funneling all your resources into one?
I'm sure that a giant problem of the inflation of cost is probably something to do with government regulations and unions. Like, I would bet that the cost could at least realistically be cut in half if it weren't for those two things, if I were just to guess, because that's what unions and governments do. It makes things harder and more expensive. So, like, the reason Supergirl cost $200 million is probably not just because of fiscal irresponsibility.
Yeah, for sure.
It's probably also like, oh, well, I'm obligated to pay every single one of these people $50 an hour, even when I'm not filming, and I've got to provide them catering because it's not fair that I only provide the main lead catering. Like, there's probably bullshit laws like that, and that just inflates the cost.
Yeah, because if A24 made Obsession,
it would have cost them more.
It would have cost them way
the
more.
Exact same movie.
Yeah, exactly.
And because he's from YouTube, he didn't have to follow the union laws. And so even if you were to like take that and say, okay, with $200 million, I can't necessarily make 200 movies. Maybe I can make 20. Yeah. But the math is still like, assume half of them will flop. Yeah. And maybe a third of them will do okay. Yeah. And then maybe 1 or 2 of them make tens or hundreds of millions of dollars. You still are doing, you're casting a wide net instead of a single hole. Yeah. You know, you're trying to catch the entire ocean with a single, I don't know if the wide net is the best metaphor, but I don't know what the opposite of a wide net, a narrow net?
A narrow net, I don't know.
Small net.
So, a small net, there you go. So I just,
Skynet.
Like you could, Skynet. He doesn't get the reference.
Oh God.
Skynet. So stupid. So silly.
But like you just from a probability standpoint, you would probably make more money. Sure. And it would also get rid of the stagnation because you would be pumping out new stories.
It's kind of like the Southwest approach. Everyone's gonna get on a flight. You're not gonna have an assigned seat. You're just gonna go. And you're gonna enjoy your flight. You're gonna get to where you need to go, and that's it.
Yeah. Right.
That's it. We're always available.
But every now and then, I'm gonna try and advocate for your position. Every now and then, there's a great flight attendant that really makes your day and makes you want to buy another ticket from Southwest because it's not quite the same thing.
No. I mean, because it's not quite, but it's an approach.
Yeah. Because it's like, what Marvel is doing right now.
You are so funny, dude. Gino's like, right, yeah. And you're trying to find a way to correlate what he just said.
I'm trying to not be an asshole.
It's fine.
I just look at you and you're like, mm-hmm. just like, just don't do that.
Yeah.
You guys are hilarious.
But like what Marvel's doing right now is insane. This is like, you know what? I'm not going to make 50 superhero movies and hope one of them lands. I'm going to spend $1 billion on one that will probably not break even.
Yeah.
Where $100 million of that budget is paying for one actor. And you're like, what the hell are you thinking?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
That's
it's
great,
just stupid.
That's a great segue. I think we just go into that.
Okay.
Because the Prestige doesn't need that. But, so, trailer first, or do you want to talk SDCC? Trailer?
What's SDCC?
San Diego,
South
Comic-Con.
Dakota.
Community college.
Yeah.
Community college.
We can do.
That's not even the right one.
Should we work backwards since Comic-Con was first or most recent?
Yeah, we can do Doomsday.
Okay.
Oh wait, what? Or are you saying SDCC first?
Yeah, SDCC.
Oh
first.
yeah, we can do that first. So Comic-Con, they had the Doom people on there. I believe they showed a clip.
Yeah, they did.
Showed a clip.
Did you see the leak?
I watched part of it. It was really grainy. The one that I watched. They showed a clip. They showed a clip, is what they did. And then they also announced.
Was Jean Grey in the clip?
No.
Okay, damn.
No. But Deadpool did wear a gray denim.
I saw that.
Deadpool suit.
X-Force suit.
Whatever.
Because it was gray jeans.
Oh, okay. Clever, I guess. Sure.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I didn't get that.
Gray jeans.
It was a
Yeah,
gray.
I
It was a
get that. I
gray
get
denim.
that.
So
Was it denim?
that's what people said. It didn't look denim online, but
Okay,
people who
well,
were
if
there.
it wasn't denim and people are reading into it.
I think that
If it
might
was
be
on
a
purpose,
stretch.
No,
Clever.
but people who were there were saying it was denim, but it didn't look denim.
It just looked
So,
like a suit gray.
It just looked suit, but apparently it was denim. I don't know.
Okay.
But
They also announced Ryan Gosling as
Black Panther.
as Ghost Rider. And then they had a Black Panther announcement.
Dude, it would have been so funny if they just like leaned into the joke.
Yeah, they should have like joked about it and then be like, "Oh, I mean, like put Black Panther."
Yeah, exactly.
And then be like, "Oh wait, we meant Ghost Rider."
Yeah.
Like they should have done that.
Yeah, they should have.
That would have been
That would
hilarious.
have been so funny.
That would have been so like not woke, but like that would have been so aware of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
your audience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a drop ball right there. That's so funny.
Honestly, that's what I would have
I
done.
mean, the casting was also a dropped ball because I would have just loved to watch that. I really would have loved just watch the internet
As himself or as RDJ in Tropical Thunder type.
burn. Oh no!
Do you guys want to?
I wonder what do you
want to
think would
hear
piss
something
people
funny?
off more? Ryan Gosling in blackface or Ryan Gosling in whiteface as a black character?
White face or just his face?
Yeah, just him. Just him.
I don't know. I actually don't know what would piss people off more. Because it's like
Because
you
like
would
at
say
least
you're-
you tried to make
You
him
would
black.
say
Yeah.
you're avataring colonializationing the Black
Yeah.
Panther, or
Yeah.
you would be saying you're blackfacing.
You'd
a
be
black,
gentrifying
yeah.
Black Panther.
So funny thing about Tropic Thunder. So it came out when I was like 8 years old, maybe. Anyways, so I thought, because I never like heard anyone like outrage about him doing blackface.
Mm-mm. For
So
some reason,
because
it's
of
an
that,
Inception, yeah.
I always thought that like Robert Downey Jr. was just like a white passing biracial person.
Okay.
And so my whole like Iron Man like leading the Avengers thing was like, oh wow, they cast this black guy to like lead off this cinematic universe. And it wasn't until I got like maybe middle school, I think, when I finally pieced together that he was not black at all and that he was actually
Not even a
black.
lick.
blackface that it really just like broke my reality. Because this whole time I'm thinking like, oh, because he's also Sherlock Holmes at the time, like, so I'm like, dude, this white passing black dude is just going crazy, and no, he's just
not at all.
He's just white.
He's like Gino, like genuinely.
That's funny. Yeah.
Tropic Thunder just broke my reality. So
funny movie.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on Ryan Gosling and the Black Panther? Or Ryan Gosling, Ghost Rider, and the Black Panther.
I like the Ryan Gosling casting. I don't like the director they chose.
Yeah, the director is really odd.
Yeah,
He
it
did
just
Deadpool,
doesn't really fit. I think it should have been a horror director. He's gonna crash out.
His eye roll. He did Deadpool Wolverine. He looked at me.
I mean, they should have got the dude. I would have preferred whoever directed Obsession over Sean Levy. Like, I think.
What were his other movies? I looked it up. It's
done
a wild director.
Yeah, he has a not fire. He has a very interesting directing background.
Sean Levy.
Because he's done Free Guy. He did
the
Night of the Museum movies, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Free Guy, Night of the Museum, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Cheaper by the Dozen, The Pink Panther.
Yeah.
And this is the guy that's directing Ghost Rider.
What a, like...
Like,
in a sense,
what are we
like,
doing?
There is this through line of like levity in his storytelling. Like he's a comedy writer.
Wait, did you just say levity?
Levity.
And his last name's Levy?
Nice.
You didn't even do that
on purpose. Levy.
I do it with my when I'm clocked out.
No, it's just like he's too whimsical for something like Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm tired of the Marvel formula. I don't need a funny Ghost Rider.
No, the OG was fire.
I think but there's comedic moments in.
It was lit gas.
There are comedic moments in the original Ghost Rider movie.
For sure.
But
not like Deadpool and Wolverine or Pink Panther.
I liked Pink Panther, actually. I liked Cheaper by the Dozen as a kid. I don't know if I went back to them if I'd like them or respect them.
But take that formula and put Ghost Rider in
it. No,
exactly.
I'm not interested. It just sounds like another Marvel.
If it's as bad as Deadpool and Wolverine, I hope this movie
What did you
flops.
rate Deadpool and Wolverine?
Like freaking 2, dude. That movie's bad.
Wow.
Terrible.
On the same?
I walked out of the theater happy. And then
you did say this.
I didn't realize initially what they had done. Like from
That's fair. I agree with that. I think fresh out of Deadpool and Wolverine, I was happy.
Because I don't think
I was not.
I think of it as like its own self-contained thing where I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, these aren't really those characters. It's just them playing in a sandbox with those characters.
It's like a scary movie.
Yes, that's a good one. Where it's just like, this
yeah.
doesn't count. It's not
Yeah.
canon.
That's
right?
not really
That's-
Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
That's
then it's just like, no,
It is.
they actually are treating this as though that is
Exactly.
Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, that's rude.
Yeah.
That
It's
is
a
not-
parody of a parody with real characters.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
It's like you don't deserve the right to play with those toys.
No.
Funny enough, my wife, I was rewatching Deadpool 2. My wife is like half asleep just listening to the movie. And she turns over to me and she says, "This is way different from Deadpool and Wolverine." She's like, "This sounds like an actual movie."
Yes.
And
Yep.
Same with the
I started
first one.
laughing. I was like, "Yes, honey,
The first
that
one's
is
one of the
problem."
best
It was
comic
telling
book
a story.
movies ever.
It was telling a
Yeah.
story. It had something to say. And in this one, it had nothing to say.
Yeah.
Except, do you remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all it had to say.
Yeah.
And they made him and Vanessa break up for some weird
Dude,
reason.
I hated
off
that.
screen.
I
resets.
hated that.
Oh
It
my
made
God.
no sense.
It made zero sense. You made him go through this whole arc for 2 movies, and he even reversed time for his
Exactly.
friends.
This is one of the challenges that I think that they had with the Iron Man character that eventually they cured, which was by letting him kill himself. Unalive himself. I'm sorry.
Well, you already
You literally
it
already
takes
said
away
it.
the.
Freaking morons trying to fucking
It doesn't count if you say it first.
already said.
fucking hate that
You
shit,
can't
man.
censor yourself after.
Sorry, just poking the bear because fuck that shit. it was like, oh my gosh, look at this arrogant asshole who doesn't know how to do anything except think of himself.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the first movie, he's like, oh, look, he learned how to think of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second movie is just like, oh, look at this arrogant asshole who doesn't know how to think of
gets
anything
really
but himself.
drunk.
And he's like,
Yeah.
oh, but he's got a friend now, and he learns how to think of his friend. You're like, okay, sure, whatever. And the third one is just like,
Avengers.
oh, this guy, what if he
Avengers.
lost a Avengers does it, and so it's like he's on repeat until about Civil War, and then he's just like, "Hey, I want to take responsibility for my actions." And you're like, "Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Is it time for that now?"
There's a little boy in the
And
middle
then
of
from
nowhere.
Civil War forward, they were like, they kind of had this finalized
Yeah.
arc of him like,
But you don't think
"I
that's
am Groot."
But I would
We
kind of argue that
Are Groot.
that's a little realistic to life. Like I don't necessarily think that people change
That
overnight.
quickly.
Sure.
So I don't know. I think yeah.
Yes, but like I guess the point is like a story is a microcosm of like a pattern in life, right? So you like realistically, a father isn't going to turn good at the like when they see their son, like in Star Wars, right? Like seeing your son hurt might not instantly turn you into a hero.
Yeah.
But it might be a thing that starts you on the journey of slowly changing and accepting responsibility for your failures. But in a movie, the way that we show that is we show it in like concentrated form.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you read into it. You read into the pattern of like, oh yeah, I remember when, you know, someone in my life turned around when they saw me suffering, and that was the impetus for our relationship to change. And so a story is a gist of a pattern in life. And so when you're like, hey, here's a pattern, and you're like, oh, hey, I'm going to use the same pattern again because it's actually really hard for me to come up with a different story because that was so good, right? You remember how good it was?
Yeah.
And so, like, when they just do character resets with people, like, I'm going through The Bear right now, and I'm having a really hard time trying to find out if the writers don't know how to let this guy actually progress forward as a character, because there will be things that happen where I'm like, oh, sweet, he's past that thing. And then the next season starts, and he's, like, back doing the same shit, and you're like,
That's
great, we're going to
thing-
go through another
yeah.
arc of him getting past the thing that you already showed me he got past.
That's one thing that kind of sucks about television sometimes is, like I can think of a bunch of examples where the story ends in one season one way, and then you start fresh with the new season, and it's like,
Stranger Things.
is this even the same person? Like,
right. Yeah,
that
like
we saw
L,
that we ended on.
L is what, right?
Yeah.
That's her name?
Yeah.
She was constantly dealing with daddy issues every fucking season. You're like, guys, we get it.
Yeah.
We know.
There was just too much back and forth because she accepts Hopper as her dad, and then
She
it just
doesn't.
feels.
And then she doesn't.
And then she doesn't. Yeah, she
But-
just goes back and forth. It's like, and I get they're trying to like show the progression of someone going from a child to an adult, but at the same time, it just doesn't necessarily work because it's like, if I accept you as my dad, there's just certain things that I'm not
Right.
going
Sure.
to regret.
I think
it's,
they
it's
just did it
awful too
wrong.
because with Deadpool and Wolverine, like his entire arc is going like he becomes a hero, and then he becomes a hero at the cost of losing his loved one, and then
Yeah.
he gets the time machine device, and it just reverses everything, which is a mistake from a storytelling perspective, right?
Yeah.
But then,
But you go past it because it's a Deadpool movie. Because it's kind of like,
Yeah, yeah.
he's a
they
fourth
shouldn't
wall
have
breaker.
done it, but like, you know, the whatever, you're playing with toys at this point. And then the third one, the girlfriend breaks up with him and is just like, I need you to think of someone
Off
other than
screen.
yourself.
They do it
Off
off screen.
And you're like,
Green, bro.
you need the guy who has saved like timelines and multiple people, including yourself, on multiple occasions, and almost died to make sure it happens.
Yeah.
And you're telling him that you can't be with him because he needs to think of something bigger than himself.
Yeah.
And what
She-
about X-Force?
she-
What
Yeah.
about, like,
She
What
also,
about the little boy that he saved?
the fat one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
you're
also has a
erasing
line of
everything.
like,
Yeah.
my new boyfriend, like, he doesn't almost get me killed, which is crazy because the way that you guys
wanted
met,
him
the way
to
that you guys
almost get you
met
killed.
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
because you were a stripper and he was a mercenary,
Yeah.
and you liked that about him.
Yeah.
You wanted to stuff his turkey.
Yeah, and there's a whole montage of you guys doing crazy stuff to each other.
Yeah.
And it really turned you on how violent he was.
I guess my question would be, do you guys, and do you guys think is there this built-in idea that she is a different person? Like
they are different characters.
Like through
They're not the same person that you watched in the previous movie.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, do you think?
And not
I don't
from
know how
a purposeful storytelling trope, but because the artists don't know how to write the same character.
Yeah, they didn't get there. They just arrived.
Yeah, I guess my question is like, because she was in a sense resurrected, do you think her waking up not being dead anymore, she is not the same Vanessa that was before she died?
That's a cop for a film that has that has no respect for any of the source material that it uses. Right? It doesn't try to give me that, and I'm not going to give it to that because the rest of the film is just shitting on and playing with things that it doesn't deserve to play with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Johnny Storm is the biggest disrespect that the movie does. That guy's so cool in his second movie. Yeah. Gets all the powers, defeats Doctor Doom, who's not as strong as this one, I guess. And then you make Pyro just take his powers so that you can make a balls joke.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. Yeah. You destroyed
it's stupid. And like what you have to do is you go watch Fantastic Four 1 and 2 and you're like, okay, so what happens next? So he's gonna keep being a hero for a little bit, and then he's gonna get sucked into a wormhole, and then he's gonna fly into the sky, lose his fire, get
not sucked into a wormhole. His universe got pruned. Whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, so his
but even then, that doesn't even like really
it's like
make
if
sense.
you really follow through that timeline, you're just like, that's kind of lame, kind of rude too.
Yeah.
Like
you gave Elektra who had a terrible movie, a better ending than Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
With Chris Evans.
Well, he's gonna be in Secret Wars, so
dumb.
Who? Johnny Storm? Chris Evans?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
obviously.
no shot.
Yeah.
You gave Blade, which Blade's pretty cool, but you gave him a better. You gave.
Did they though?
You gave
really get
a non-existing movie.
A non-existent movie character, a better arc and a better trajectory to just put him into for fan service.
Hey. The development of the movie happened. The movie just never came out. Okay, so it's not completely non-existent. It exists
in our eyes. It's non-existent.
It exists on someone's hard drive in Los Angeles, California. Okay,
the action.
But a bit of Manu.
I honestly feel like what storytellers have an obligation to do is to live with the consequences of the story that they've told. Right. And so, like, if I am sitting around a campfire telling my kids about, the little grasshopper who could, and I tell you that when he was 4 years old, he met an elephant whose name was Sally, and Sally was scared of turtles.
Yeah.
I cannot then be like, there's no such thing as elephants in this universe, and that I have a character in here named Sally, and she freaking loves turtles. And you're like, my kids should be like, Dad, you told us that the grasshopper met Sally and that it was an elephant and she was scared of turtles. And you'd be like, no.
No,
like, I'm just going to ignore that, kids. Like, no, like, if you're a good storyteller has to live with the consequences of their actions. And so it's just like, if you've set in this world that certain functions or certain elements happen, you cannot just ignore them. Like, oh, Deadpool has gotten past his selfishness and is now a hero and cares for others. You cannot then be like, man, isn't he so selfish?
Yeah.
You're like, no, he's actually not. Yeah. He's not.
At all. You gave us two good... People hate the second one. I like the second one, though.
The thing that sucks is...
two good movies.
The thing that sucks is I can understand the idea of, like, him being a mercenary, changing his life, and kind of being, like, stuck, like, what do I do next?
Sure.
But the idea that that's the reason why she leaves him is because he's turned over a new leaf and started a new life just doesn't make sense.
Right.
Like,
but that's not even the reason why she left him.
Right. I think that them throwing in a line of dialogue for the idea you just had could have given, it doesn't even fix the story. It just fixes the Vanessa problem with the story.
Like, I'm not her, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And it's like, oh, honey, it's like in a narrative.
Well, because
like
they did
one line from Ryan. I knew it wasn't going to be her when they resurrected her, but silly me, I tried going back to her anyways. And look, she fucking left me.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be like, okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Then
because they do. I feel like they do a good job with that with Gamora, right? Like,
yeah,
she's
not her.
Yeah, it's not her.
Yeah,
right?
But it's also a different person. This is the Vanessa. He just went back in time and made sure that
She
Vanessa
didn't
didn't
die.
die.
Yeah.
Like
which
Gamora's
wouldn't be
a whole different
she actually
multiversal
would be
being.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
hadn't met Peter yet and didn't go through all the character development that Gamora did. So that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
The one thing James Gunn did good.
All the Guardians
The
movies.
one that he did
fine.
a few other
He did a
things
couple other
good.
things.
He did a
Also,
couple.
Deadpool's not strong enough to break an adamantium skeleton.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Because I saw it on the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No. That's
Now, let's talk about this. Go ahead.
Well, are you Black Panther or you want to go to Doom?
Oh, I guess I was going to Doomsday. I forgot what we had.
Doomday?
Doomday. Black Panther. How we feeling about Black Panther?
Stupid.
Don't care.
Dang.
And it's not because of the way that the internet will think.
Is he too short?
I just think
What?
yeah, you guys won't get that. But they're gonna use Secret Wars to make it make sense. But I think it's
Do you guys think the Black Panther franchise should continue?
yes, and they should have just rebooted it after Secret Wars and just made this guy
Well,
Black Panther. T'Challa.
They are rebooting after Secret Wars.
Well, no, because they just told us that this is T'Challa's son. So now you're still going off the same timeline as the other one.
T'Challa
Oh,
forever.
I see what you're saying. Like,
They
Wait,
said
so
this is
Secret-
T'Challa Jr. You could have just had Secret Wars happen
yeah,
and just made him T'Challa instead
that's
of
fair. I agree with that. Yeah,
continuing the story that a lot of
Mhm.
people weren't really on board with.
yeah.
Isn't it so weird? I remember the feeling of watching Avengers in theaters and being like, holy shit, all these toys from all these other
Yeah.
sandboxes are
It was
in
awesome.
one movie. And I
Mhm.
was like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And now I'm exhausted by it. When you tell
Yeah.
me the Hulk is in Spider-Man, I'm like, oh my God.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
Can
a
you
rights
just-
issue, though.
No, but like,
He's just
I
saying
don't
in
need the
general.
Hulk
Yeah,
in Spider-Man.
yeah.
That's
Just
true,
give
yeah.
me a Spider-Man movie.
Mhm.
I don't care how it's connected to the larger MCU. I'm not interested if Doom is in the freaking background. I just want a story.
A
Yeah.
cameo
That's
used to
fair.
be a special thing because it was like a 1 second thing.
Right.
But now it's like,
To remind you that this is a part of a larger universe.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Now every time I get reminded, I'm like, please stop reminding me of
Yeah.
this travesty.
and every Spider-Man movie has, because of the contract, has had Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Nick Fury.
That's yeah.
a whole-
Which sucks because again, it's the higher ups playing with
yeah.
money and rewards and stuff like that. So it does kind of suck that way. But at the same time, it's like I would kind of hope. I mean, at this point, I don't really trust Sony with a Spider-Man movie if it's not animated because they've tried to create this whole cinematic universe of Spider-Man villains, but none of them connect. But they kind of connect, and
They just did
also
that
really
to keep the
bad.
rights.
So yeah,
Yeah.
It's funny because in theory that could have been.
it could have been so cool. It could have been so cool,
Yeah.
but it just didn't
In
work.
execution,
They only
made
did
awful.
it to keep the rights. They had to push out a Spider-Man type movie every X
What
amount
would
of
have
years.
what could have worked is if they took all these villains and built up to at least like a separate Spider-Man. Like I don't even know. Maybe if they could have like somehow brought back Andrew or something, and like tied all those other, what am I trying to say, rogue villains into like, oh, they all lead up to this
Right. Yeah.
Sinister
Make
Six
your
versus
own-
Andrew, or they could have just made these movies build up
Make
to a live
Spider-Man
action.
4, make the Amazing Spider-Man
Exactly,
3, and
yeah.
use your multiverse thing. Maybe you can't say it's the multiverse. Maybe you can't. You know, like you can just allude
Yeah,
to it.
they could have done something to get
Yeah.
a Spider-Man to fight these Spider-Man villains,
It's crazy.
and not try to make these villains like heroes, and they're not.
You made them all
and-
anti-heroes.
Yeah, and it's just like it just doesn't work.
It's
But
just
yeah.
strange because what I feel like the reason that I think horror films are the most successful is most likely because it's people just being like, oh, you need $5 million to make. It's just sure it's $5 million. I don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they go and they're free to make a movie.
Mhm.
And studio executives aren't like, oh, well, do you have any like toys in there that we could sell?
Yeah, exactly.
Or does this connect to The Conjuring?
Mhm.
You know, like
Yeah.
there's none of that. And so, like, the reason that most of the films that you find out are like, oh my God, did you see this film? Almost 9 times out of 10 it's always a horror film.
Yeah, there's no Get Out toy.
Yeah.
Him in the sun.
Rare Get Out couch.
Yeah.
But, like, and so I feel like what Sony should have, if you're going to do it, if you have this rights thing,
Do it.
just throw money at someone who's hyper passionate
Yeah.
about a project.
So speaking of that, God, I can't stand John Watts anymore. Like I wasn't a fan, but
Who's
hearing
John Watts again?
the home
He
trilogy,
made the
first three
those
Tom Holland's
sauceless
movies.
Spider-Man
And
movies.
so hearing Destin Daniel Cretton talk about like the importance of Spider-Man, there's this little mini doc about Spider-Man on Disney Plus. They bring in the creator of Naruto, who says that he watched the original, I think it was Spider-Man 2 with the girl he was dating, and that inspired the creation of Naruto because all the villains didn't start off as villains. They were people who were passionate about something, and that passion turned them evil. And I don't know if you've seen Naruto, but it's very common with the villains.
It's a fire anime.
The villains of Naruto, and hearing him talk about the importance of Spider-Man because anyone can relate to Spider-Man because anyone could be underneath the mask, which echoes Stan Lee's sentiment about the character as well. He was just like so passionate. He's understanding of like people want to see Spider-Man swing. Like they don't want to see him come out of a subway. Somehow his web is connected to something and he's dodging a subway, but it doesn't make sense at all. That scene just bothers me so much. But anyways.
Wait, what scene?
In No Way Home, I think, where he swings from outside the subway. They go into the subway. He dodges a subway car, and then they come back out to the street.
At the very beginning.
Yes, at the very
with
beginning.
Zendaya.
Yes.
But he would be if it's a subway. There's a ceiling.
Yeah, but the ceiling's like this high.
I guess.
I'd
I
have
mean,
to see
there's
but you're
something.
talking about the physics.
But anyway, the
problems.
physics. I mean, yeah, but like when you look at Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, the movies aren't the greatest, but the swinging in that movie, he looks like Spider-Man. He looks like a person swinging. Mm-hmm. He hangs upside down from his feet. Like he does all this stuff that he crawls around the lizard in there in the first one.
It does what Pixar used to do, where it's just like, hey, wouldn't it? Like, here's an idea. What would happen if toys were alive?
Yeah, exactly.
And then it does things, and you're like, that's really cool.
Exactly.
Like,
But
that is what toys would be like.
But then you watch Tom Holland's Spider-Man trilogy, and it's like nothing that's organic to the Spider-Man character. Right. But then hearing Destin talk about the importance of Spider-Man and all these things, it's like that guy should have been doing Spider-Man from the beginning, not some guy who like. He's gone on record saying like people don't want to see Spider-Man swing when they do. So it's okay. Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, I think what we want for sure. I mean, I'm just gonna argue. What we want is a good story.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you're gonna tell us a story with Spider-Man, then use the elements of Spider-Man, which is a guy who freaking swings.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not a guy who wears Iron Man suits.
Yeah. No.
But it's also already just. It's so. There's so much in it already.
It's just.
So would you say it was a miss of a swing or a swing and a miss?
It kind of like bothers me, like as a consumer, that all this has happened. Yeah. Like all these,
and all of them are making $1 billion, and so the studio can't learn the right lesson. And Spider-Man's the only one that's making $1 billion.
Like Venom: The Last Dance should not exist. There shouldn't be a Craven movie. Morbius shouldn't be a thing. But like,
if you're gonna do it,
that's
right.
the point. They're not doing it. They have a contractual obligation to push out a Spider-Man movie, so they pushed out. What would you do? You're so stubborn that you don't want to give me the rights. You are gonna be like, okay, I'll make a Craven movie.
Destroying your brand though too. Because no one,
but they're making money. Yeah, what are you like?
I guess
it's just greed. Like that's just what they're gonna do. They're never going to give Marvel Spider-Man
food and digging into their savings account if it means that they don't have to face the fact of what's coming.
We can't put our brains.
Dip into your emergency fund every month. What the logical consequence is? Hey, it's gonna bounce eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
It's like, nope, I'm not gonna change my lifestyle. The expenses will still remain. It's just like, okay, you're destroying your brand when you do this. Bank account will hit zero. It's like, no, it won't.
Yeah, they're just gonna.
No, it won't.
They don't care.
Marvel's dealing with this right now. It's just like you've only capitalized on the past and nostalgia and making shit films for the last 6 years. Good luck.
But they're also actively, at least attempting to fix it though. Sony is not.
Yeah, Sony doesn't care.
Yeah,
Sony just wants to keep the rights because they have to keep making money.
Yeah.
because they get.
I mean, because
the purpose of this,
they get
that
all
is
of the
purpose.
toy sales, all of the
Well, they have to
extra
make
stuff.
money. Every business is making money.
Yeah, and they're not
We
gonna
shouldn't lament people
they're not gonna
making
stop
money.
making money.
Well, yeah, because
Well,
they make cameras, TVs, and PS5s as
So
well.
you just,
so.
yeah, like the question is, do I think short term, long term? Short term has a different mindset, and the Sony mindset seems to be short term.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
they're not gonna. They've done it this long. Like they should have sold outright. They should have just made.
Well,
a
now
deal.
they never will. It
They
wouldn't
never
make
will.
sense for them to sell it
No.
because Spider-Man literally makes.
That's
$1
what I'm saying.
billion
They should have
every time.
after
So does
TASM
Into the
2.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, after
like-
TASM 2, they should have just been done, but they didn't.
Yeah.
To them though, it's
Do you
smart.
Do you think after the next Spider-Verse they would consider?
No, because
they won't
this-
consider it until it's no longer making $1 billion.
Yeah,
a
this
film.
Spider-Man
Fair.
is already on track to make $1 billion. Like they're not until MCU.
They should have just recast Spider-Man with Millie Alcock, and that way they could.
I would have done it for real. I would have done it. But to bring this back to Black Panther 3, I just don't care. I don't care.
Interesting.
Does anyone?
I'm excited.
It's gonna
I
make less
think-
than $500 million.
Yeah,
That's
the
my
last
guess.
one didn't make money. The first one made money because it was this big cultural movement. But then if you go back and watch it, it doesn't hold up as well.
Yeah, it's not.
The CGI,
I like it.
The CGI is
Good
oh
for
my
you.
goodness, CGI is so bad in the train fight. When they're in the subway and it's
Is it?
Killmonger, yeah, it's so bad.
I gotta go watch it. I don't know if I agree with that.
It's okay. Like it's a good movie. Like 6.5, 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't know. I
It's a good
think
movie, but it's just
How-
not great. I don't think I'm
worried
excited
about-
for Ghost Rider.
From memory, I'd give it a 4, maybe a 3. I don't know.
It has not aged well in general audience.
I worry that it sucks because like Ryan Coogler's coming off an Oscar wins. Like part of me wants him to do his own thing. Like I don't think he's at a point now where he needs.
But what if
The Marvel-
Black Panther is inside of the Sinners universe?
No, absolutely
what
not.
if-
Please.
What
I-
if they show up?
I feel like he has, because of what he's done with Sinners and all his movies previously, I feel like he's built up a cachet to be able to make whatever he wants. And I'm sure that he actually wants to make Black Panther. I don't think they have a gun to his head telling him to make Black Panther 3. But at the same time, I would rather see an original movie from him than Black Panther 3, if I'm being completely honest.
But
Like,
you also wouldn't want to give Black Panther 3 to anybody else.
Why?
I mean, because he
'Cause
started the franchise.
He made it the other two, and
I don't
I
know.
would
I
trust
think-
him as a director. I like his movies. Like you just take such a risk.
What's the girl who wrote Supergirl?
No. I think,
He
no,
probably do pretty good.
I think, well, because he directed the first Creed, but he hasn't directed the other two. So I do think if he was wanting to leave and not do Black Panther 3, I think they could have made it happen.
No, yeah, they could have made it happen. I just would rather,
I would rather him,
yeah.
but
I
at
think
the
it's
same
political
time,
suicide for Disney to pick someone else. They probably had
Probably.
to offer it to him. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like if
probably.
you pick someone, then they're going to like just for the way that it would look if it didn't happen to look like Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
Then it's just like, oh wow, look
Especially
at what
with
they
that.
did, right?
Mhm.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
the aesthetics of it is something that they'd have to consider, and so the easiest answer is just like, how much do we have to offer him to make number 3, right?
Yeah.
Then you don't
Especially
have
with
to deal
that
it.
franchise. You
Yeah.
can do
Yes,
it probably
with that
any other.
specific
Yeah.
franchise.
But I'm
because
also
of
a
what
fan-
it represents to the culture.
I'm a fan of letting people finish their story.
That's
like
fair.
the Star Wars sequels, you get 3 different directors, and it shows. Like they don't make any sense with characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Let one person just do it, and then
Yeah.
when you go to the next 3, you can get a new guy,
That's
or
fair.
if you want to do 3. And Ryan Coogler,
With
I
the
guess,
exception,
is one.
Empire Strikes Back wasn't directed by George Lucas.
No, it wasn't.
That's the 3rd one, right?
Second one.
Second one.
I'm Your Father.
So he came back for the 3rd one.
Yeah, he wrote the second
He
one.
wrote it, but
yeah,
he didn't direct it.
Still kind of.
Right. But it's
Yeah.
still interesting, though.
Yeah, I just
Because you don't always need the same director at the helm. But
Yeah,
you
I just
definitely should probably
worry-
have the same writer.
Yeah, or hands producer like somewhere.
I know he's moving on to television to do the X-Files reboot. I don't know if you knew that. So
That's a good show, right?
I think it's interesting. I've seen episodes. I never like committed to watching X-Files all the way through or anything. So I know he's going to television for a while to do the X-Files, but at the same time, that's a reboot in itself. Like I seen Sinners and I've seen what he can do. I've seen Creed. I know that he can tell an original story, and it just kind of, I don't want to say it bothers me, but I guess it disheartens me that he's not being, and maybe I don't know that he's not being allowed to though too, but I just feel like if you have the ability to tell original stories, you should be able to.
I feel like he got his though with Sinners, so now it's like go back to Black Panther. He probably wanted X-Files.
Yeah.
It's also crazy that the Sinners, all that stuff was supposed to be for the Blade movie.
Well, just the costumes.
I know, but still, that'd be pretty dope. Yeah. Well, going on to Doomsday. Did you watch the trailer? Pretty sauceless. Pretty like the moments. Like when I watched the Infinity War trailer after.
You rewatched it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, wow. Like you're like, oh my gosh, this is exciting. Like I can remember what I felt when I watched Infinity War trailer. None of that is here for the Doomsday trailer.
It's because what they're doing with the story is what Mission Impossible 8 tried doing with its story. Like, so Infinity Wars is like, do you remember all these threads? They're coming together right this. And there's actual threads that actually come together
like
in
the
this
Infinity
film, right?
Stones and like the teams.
Right, and you're
Okay.
like, all these movies, all these characters, this is the inflection point, the second to last. And so you're being told that that's what's happening right now in the trailer. Mm-hmm. But it's like, it's a lie.
Yeah.
Nothing's been leading to this moment. Mm-hmm. You are lying to me.
Yeah.
And I don't feel a thing. It's like, oh, look, it's Ghost from
Ant-Man 2.
Ant-Man 2.
Ghost was not in it.
Ghost wasn't in Ant-Man 2?
Ghost is in the trailer.
Is not in
Oh.
Doomsday.
Oh, you didn't see the Ghost?
Was Ghost in Doomsday trailer?
Yeah, she's sitting in there in that completely CGI room with a Fantastic Four sitting at the front. And then
She's dead.
No, Taskmaster died.
Oh, Ghost is there?
Ghost, bro. You didn't know that it's all been leading to this?
I didn't see.
I didn't notice Ghost.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Ghost was
think
in
about it. That's deep. You didn't see the Ghost.
Ghost was in Thunderbolt, so it makes
Yeah.
sense that she was in the trailer. I don't remember seeing it in the trailer, but
Yeah, but
It's just shallow. It doesn't mean anything. And honestly, like, it's very hard to, like, for some reason, we can forgive Thanos for having unlimited power when he has the Infinity Stones, because just like, okay, he's got all the Infinity Stones, so like that has to mean something. So when someone tries to punch him, you're probably like, nothing could stop him. And, but then when I see Thor try and smash Dr. Doom, and he's like, duh, I feel zero things. Mm-hmm. I should feel, holy shit, he's really powerful. But I'm like, watch the scene 10 minutes from now, and you're going to have an underweight 5-foot girl punch him while she's sitting on the ground because she's mad because he told her she wasn't beautiful, and he's gonna falter in his
I knew this was gonna come up.
He's gonna win. He's gonna win. It's gonna be Infinity War. He's gonna win. And
okay, so let me explain. I was gonna make a separate Reels video about this, or reel? Yeah, not a reel.
For real?
Not a real video.
For reals?
So the difference between Infinity War and Doomsday is simple. I hate that I have to explain this because I don't work for Marvel.
It's pretty simple.
But so in Infinity War, Thanos was already the villain, if that makes sense. He was already the bad guy. He had already been manually separating, cutting worlds in half, right? And then he discovers the infinite, and then this is his journey of doing it holistically with getting the Infinity Stones, right? And I don't work for Marvel, so I hate to like just cape for them. But Doomsday is essentially the ascension of Doom, and he's obviously Victor Von Doom, but he's not Doom as we would know him to be. And I think that Doomsday is his ascension towards that, because at the beginning of the movie, and this is based off of leaks in the trailer, he is going to be like a good guy, kind of. You know, he has a history with the Fantastic Four, so he's going to be like, hey guys, there's this problem, we got to work together to solve it. And then the second half of the movie into Secret Wars is going to be him ascending to the big bad guy Doom. Mm-hmm. And so I think the build-up that existed for Thanos is different because Thanos was already Thanos, right? And Doomsday is going to be his build-up to Doctor Doom. And I think that's the difference between these movies. Not to say that this would have worked. I feel like we would have been more excited for this either way if the past 6-7 years had gone a different way. So I think that's also has a play to plays into it on why we just don't feel the same exact excitement. But I do think that's the difference between Infinity War and Doomsday.
But how does that answer his question of I feel nothing when...
I don't necessarily think that answers this question. I think because...
You could introduce a new bad guy. Like, it's fine, but, like, to be honest, like, what Chris Hemsworth is trying to do is carry the... Like, he's carrying water for their failures in storytelling by saying, like, of all the people that I fought...
Yeah.
None of them are as scary as this guy.
Not gonna lie.
Like,
and he says you guys are all weaker than anybody I've ever fought
that's
with.
my favorite. That's my favorite part of the trailer because he's like, "Yo, y'all not the superheroes y'all think y'all are. Like, I know dudes way bigger, stronger, tougher than y'all, and they all dead. But and this guy is probably gonna kill y'all if I don't step in and do something."
But do they think they're that good though? Like, none of them think like Captain America. Sam Wilson doesn't think he's as good as Captain. Like the new Avengers, none of them think they're as good.
I think the intention behind that line is not to shit on the heroes, but to try to hype up the power of Doom.
Yeah, I don't think it's to
like
bring them down.
I don't think the film's perspective will ever be, hey, the heroes we've made in the last 6 years, I know they're kind of mid.
Yeah, I think
they're not going to ever say that, right?
No.
Even though
I know that
technically what you could get from the line is you guys suck compared to them.
No, that's not what he's. I mean, that's what I'm taking from it. I'm not saying that's what he's saying. I'm looking at his stories like I'm 15,000 or not 15,000. I'm 1,500 years old. Like, I've fought many battles, and people I fought side by side are way better than y'all, and they're dead. You're here. So we got to do something. Yeah. We got to get some power ups.
But that's also. But then that's not like.
But obviously that's not what's happening.
Yeah. So like it's hard to like get hype for that. Like, I watched the whole trailer and I was just like, okay.
Did you feel anything when he stopped at the hammer with 2 fingers?
I was just like, well,
I saw the leaked footage. So
I literally saw it and I was just like, my first thought was like, okay, so you're gonna have to either bring in somebody or create some way for them to defeat him, or he's gonna win this and it's gonna go into Secret Wars.
So in the comic book, they actually
Infinity
don't.
War it. Of course they are.
Yeah,
in the
they
comic
have
book,
to. You're setting up all these characters who are the old characters. You have to. You're gonna kill some of them off. Obviously,
the majority of them that are gonna die are gonna be people that they shouldn't have the rights to play with. Even though, not like literally legally speaking, but it's just like
you didn't make
these stories.
Yeah.
You don't respect these stories. You are just trying to remind me of all the work that the people who put into it, whether these stories were perfect or not. Like X-Men 3 is not a great movie, but like you don't even have enough talent to make that movie, and you're gonna raise these people from the dead, metaphorically speaking, because in the culture they died. Maybe not in story, but for us the X-Men franchise is dead, and you're resurrecting them. Why? So
especially
that you can show
those
Dr. Doom killing them, so that I can feel a certain way. Dude, and it's not going to work.
How many times are we going to watch Charles Xavier die?
It's Deadpool and Wolverine. It's Deadpool. You're bringing characters from a universe that we don't even care about.
Well, it's not just Deadpool and Wolverine. It's what Star Wars did. Remember this? Yeah. Remember this? Oh, we're gonna kill him. We're gonna kill Han Solo. We're gonna kill Luke. Oh, we're gonna
go back on Luke's whole arc,
picking up things that were once dead, puppeteering their corpses around, and then killing them on screen and being like, guys, remember how good it is? Hey, look, it's Rey Skywalker. Fuck yourself. Fuck yourself.
Weekend at Bernie's. Have you seen that?
So dumb. And we've been doing this for the last 10 years as a culture, where the only thing we know how to do is raise the dead, puppeteer them around, dance them around like clowns. And then we're like, why is the movies dying?
Have you
why
seen
are we
Weekend at Bernie's?
Collapsing?
Oh, the original one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which, the original?
Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's?
It's an older movie.
You never seen Weekend at Bernie's?
I've actually never heard of it.
Really?
Is this like Bernie Sanders'
No.
It's considered a classic.
It's considered a classic. It's not that great of a movie. It's like a super Superbad's actually pretty decent.
It's like a comedy movie. It's like a classic movie.
Yeah, it's a comedy movie.
Most people have seen it, but yeah, I don't know. I don't feel anything. The Cyclops costume is dope.
I like the Cyclops.
I'm a big costume guy. It's pretty sick. But I just like, it was just like, what we know what's going to happen. Like we're going to walk in there knowing people are going to die. They're not strong enough to defeat Doom. Even if he's a good guy and then becomes a bad guy, he's going to win. They're going to feel hopeless at the end, and then we're going to have to wait for Secret Wars.
Well, so actually, in the comic book, they don't defeat Doom either, though.
Yeah, Franklin resets the
He
universe.
decides that he's wrong, and he sends himself into exile. So
Into the X-Files.
into the X-Files.
X-Files.
No, he sends himself into exile. So they actually technically don't defeat Doom in the comic book either. So
I'm going to carry some water for Christopher Nolan.
oh god, here we go.
You know what? Fuck it. Fuck Christopher Nolan. I'm not carrying water for Christopher Nolan.
No,
you already said you were.
No, because it's not Christopher Nolan's story. It's Homer's story. I'm just going to remind people of the story of Homer, of what he of Homer. It wasn't even his. It was his culture that he put on paper. But the reason for that story, like the one of the illustrations of that story, is when the improper people are in charge, you will find suitors surrounding you that have very ill intentions, and it will corrupt society, and the Bronze Age will die, right? That is what's happening right now. You have ill suitors just taking all of the resources that were once worthwhile to cash in, like the actual productive value of the stories of our past, and then you just raise them up for your own profit. And it's not because of profit. It's not, money isn't the problem. It's just the fact that if Odysseus had withdrawn resources from his bank account, he would have used them to increase the value of his kingdom, as opposed to buying wine and having sex. And that is what the equivalent of storytelling is happening right now, which is people who do not show respect or understanding of storytelling.
Yeah.
And they're just like, hey, remember Charles Xavier? He hasn't died yet. You've never seen him die.
But,
I swear.
Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah.
I
I'm
solemnly
going to show
swear.
you him dying for the first time.
Yeah.
Scouts honor.
Yeah.
Scouts are the
This is
Russo
like
brothers.
And the
He's-
saddest
the
part,
suitors that
the
are doing
saddest
this
part
are-
about it, he's died in an MCU project.
Mom.
So it's like, so I could understand.
So
I could understand.
But that was
right?
another universe.
No,
yeah,
no.
because you could be like, it's a variant. It's
No,
It is a variant. That
If
one is
he
a
only
variant.
died, if he only died in what was it, X3?
I don't know.
If he only died in X3, I'd be fine with it. But the fact that he's died in another MCU project,
But that one's explained as
bro.
in a different universe.
Yeah, like it's
Nah,
like it's the same problem as this. Like like going back to the fire, the campfire example. Like if I tell you like, and then Bob died, and then tomorrow we start a new fire. Like, all right, son. All right, so today Bob he picked up some extra groceries for his family. They're like, Dad, Bob died. You're like, no, hang on. No, so Bob picked up some groceries
This
for
is
the
a
family, and then he
different
cooked,
Bob.
and then someone invaded his home, and then he died, and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, Dad. Sure, I
Yeah.
guess.
yeah. You
But,
can
like, you can't
you
keep
can
doing
explain
this.
it. It just doesn't hit the same.
No.
It won't hit the same. But
No.
I will watch it. Opening.
Oh
weekend.
yeah, I'm there. I'm open.
will
I'm
watch
there.
it.
Do you like his
I'm watching-
accent?
I
didn't
do like-
realize
I didn't know it was him.
I thought I
thought
like
it was
the
someone
accent.
else talking.
It was good.
The accent was the only thing I was excited about.
That was good. That was really good. I didn't know that was RDJ.
Do you have a Eastern European take on it?
Not wide enough.
There are people online who are from Eastern Europe, even though Latvia is not even a real country, are complaining that it's not authentic to Eastern European, Eastern Europe.
That's
I'm not going into it.
no.
Like the fact I think that there's an issue with like Lupita said she would not pick up, like she wanted there to be real casting and authenticity and care for culture when commenting on Black Panther. Black Panther's all fiction. Like, now I think I understand the meaning behind it. It's just like, if you're going to tell a story about a dream of society that was not, that didn't have, that wasn't scarred by some of the hardest parts of history, then you can tell that story, and most likely it's going to include black people, right? So you cast black people because it's in Africa. If you're going to tell a story of Latvia, is that what it's called?
Latveria.
And it's based in that part of the world, but the place doesn't exist. The logic of that same spirit would be give them the same type of accent of the people around that area.
Yeah.
But what's going on is if I were to make Ryan Gosling Black Panther, the world would be set aflame. But then if someone complains about the accents in The Odyssey or in like Latveria of where it should be geoculturally, then it's just like, oh, it's fiction. It's like, okay, what do we want? Do we want respect for culture, or do we want to only have respect for certain types of cultures?
It's deeper than that, because Doctor Doom ethnically in the comic books is Romani, and is that accent close to Romani? I'm not sure, but I say that because Robert Downey Jr. is white, and Romani aren't ethnically white. So I don't know. I think that's a fair argument. I think it's tough when you have a bunch of American filmmakers trying to do something that's authentic to Europe when they're not from there, you know.
Personally, I'm not saying that I would like to be shackled by those rules. But I'm just saying, like, there's a prevailing philosophy right now that says if it's essentially from a perceived victim group, then it should be authentic and only use people from that group. But then if it's not from that perceived victim group, then you can do whatever the fuck you want.
It's interesting because there's been this whole like argument about the live action Miles Morales casting, right? Because he's Afro-Latino, and there are people who in the Latino community who feel like he's too black in the Spider-Verse movies, and he doesn't have enough of his Latino heritage. And then
speaks Spanish, no?
He does in the movie. That was
Spanish?
Yeah.
No?
And then there's black people who don't necessarily really care that much about the Latino side of things. And so it's interesting because there's this whole debate, because a lot of people are fans of, what's the kid from Stranger Things?
The guy who's a wizard?
What's his name?
Lucas.
What, the black dude? I can't think of his actual name, but like that's been a popular fan casting. But people were like, "Oh, he's not Afro-Latino, so it doesn't make sense." But then like you look at all these other castings of the Ancient One, who's supposed to be this guy who's basically Asian and thousands of years old, and he gets replaced with white Tilda Swinton, or
right? Yeah, it's a weird decision.
Well, that's also just a very small character that it like doesn't matter if you change him. Like nobody read a comic for the Ancient One. You won't find one person that's like, hey, did you read the comic and you really liked the Ancient One?
Well, I mean, the Ancient One plays significance because it ties into Shang-Chi. So that's
sure.
So that's like, the importance of him being.
It's just like the whole argument of
it. Yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of apparent contradictions in the stated values of the people who say that they resemble being caretakers of culture.
Yeah.
Like,
they only do it for one.
You're only doing it for one side of the aisle.
That's my point. That's the point I was making, though, is that it's been this whole big thing about the casting of Miles Morales, but there's other contradictions within the MCU that people just don't bring attention to.
They do it with everything.
You think so?
Yeah,
because people didn't. Because a lot of people don't know.
The MCU is completely different from like. It's just different. Like even with the Mandarin, like that was a big one, and it's like. Who really cared about the Mandarin until they messed up the Mandarin?
Name one Mandarin comic you've read.
Yeah, like nobody cared about the Mandarin until you guys had a reason to have a problem with the Mandarin and you wanted to be upset about it.
I liked the idea of the Mandarin in Iron Man 3 to be completely honest.
And I used to be really bad at that, like in middle school and stuff, in high school kind of. Like when stuff came out and it wasn't the same, I had to like learn this is a completely different iteration. Like they're gonna take stuff from the comics. Right. Like my biggest thing with like comics is like you do have a base point. So if you want to pull from the comics, you do have a reason to have it in your MCU because it is in the comics. But you do also have to make it make sense. And I would rather you do that than come up with something completely original and it just sucks.
Yeah, you should. If you're gonna change something, you should have a justification for it. If that justification is, man, this guy nailed the casting, like, sorry to break it to you, but, like, this was the best person for the job.
He's a good actor.
I agree.
Like, then it's like, okay, whatever. Like, and maybe just be prepared to take the heat for it. Like, Halle Bailey as Little Mermaid did fine.
Yeah.
She wasn't
I don't
bad.
know.
Yeah,
like,
she wasn't
I don't
bad.
know if I would have
done
like
that.
It was still like, man, you guys are shooting yourself in the foot by doing this, but like if she truly was the best, then she truly was the best, and she did great. Like
she sung the songs better than the person who originally sung
them. She did great. So I'll just assume because I wasn't upset by her performance, I'll assume that she was the best for the role. But if you're gonna do like if that's your answer, that's your answer. But if you're gonna do things that need justification within the building of the world, you need to do that, right?
Yeah.
So like if you are doing something that's based in Eastern Europe, and the character is black, you need to account for that. Especially if you go further back in history, like if it's based in 2026, like you don't really need to account for that anymore, right?
Yeah.
But if it's based in freaking 1500s, and your main character's black, you better fucking make a commentary. You can't just say we're Greeks from Ithaca. And everyone's like, yeah, you are, aren't you? Right? It just doesn't make any sense because it's like why are you here? And it's not to us like. The intention is not to be like, oh, you shouldn't be here. Like, you shouldn't be here. But it's just
so
like, no,
funny
this doesn't make actual sense because the world didn't look like this.
You wouldn't be here.
Like, people complained about whitewashing history.
Yeah.
Okay, well, don't color wash it and soften the edges of what really happened.
Yeah.
Right?
That's one thing I really did like about Sinners is because...
And let me just asterisk this. The color washing, I'm not saying that it shouldn't have people of color. Like just to add that.
I knew what you meant, but
I'm saying like there's a complaint of saying, well, we're going to make it white centric, right? And now we're very proud of the ability for us to live in harmony amongst one another, just regardless of color, right? And so now we're trying to put that onto what history looked like, and it isn't. The reason we're proud of how far we've come today is because of where we were, right?
Yeah.
We weren't there before. That's why we're proud of where we are now. So you can't just be like, oh yeah, it was always this way. No, it wasn't. Like people hated each other.
It disrespects.
Sorry, back to that. Just to clarify.
So I was gonna
disclaimer.
I was gonna talk about Sinners because Remick is Irish and the English invaded Ireland, and so he literally brings that up in the movie, and I thought that was like really interesting because it is the foresight of Ryan Coogler to say, I'm going to do the due diligence of adding real contextual history into this character and not just like lean on, he's from the United Kingdom and he has an accent. Like, I'm really going to dive deep into this. Is an Irish guy. His family was invaded by England and he's basically had to assimilate to their culture because they are the ones who conquered them and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think it can exist, but I don't think, if I'm being completely honest, I mean, when you look at it from a corporate stand of view, like, I
know why they're doing
it. Exactly. Yeah.
It's the same thing with like how the Queen acted in Odysseus or in the Odyssey. It's like she wouldn't be that feminism. She wouldn't feel like that. That wouldn't be her thought process.
Right.
Do you know
like
she would?
That? I know. That's what I'm saying. Like that's.
No, I'm just.
That's like the same thing as like. This black guy wouldn't be here, or this white guy wouldn't be here. Like, she wouldn't act like that.
I think we've commented on this before, but like in Andor, there's a speech that Mon Mothma makes, and it's not the speech that's in Rebels.
Yeah.
And like the what the guy who wrote Andor, Tony Gilroy.
Tony Gilroy.
Tony, like they're like, hey, Mon, we need you to come back. We're going to record a speech. And that's just adding the little thing of like, oh, look, she's going to make another speech. That's probably the speech that was in Rebels. And you're like, that is great job.
Yeah.
Like you didn't even have to do that because no one's ever seen Rebels. No one's watched. But
some of us.
The point is, if you're having something that contradicts the universe as it realistically would be, you should account for it and not just. You cannot gaslight me. Me personally, you cannot gaslight me and be like, "Oh wow." The only reason you see that, look in the mirror, bro.
Yeah,
look in the mirror. It's like, no, sorry,
that's just not.
That's
factual.
not why.
Yeah, or you can't have a stance if you're going to do that. You can't have a stance that we're going to be historically accurate.
Yeah, we're going to have rappers because there wouldn't be a freaking orchestra back in the day.
Yeah.
There weren't rappers back in the day either.
He wasn't a rapper in the movie though.
It was whatever.
He was like a storyteller.
The point is like,
I get what you're saying.
You're making a claim that like the reason we don't have an orchestra, even though that's typically how we use music in historical epics.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be as authentic as possible, but like I'm going to have steel in the Bronze Age, and I'm going to have people in the Bronze Age refer to the Bronze Age. Like,
Yeah.
even though they wouldn't know that. So it's like, you can't have it both ways.
You put yourself in a box.
Yeah.
When
If you
should've
never would
just-
have mentioned it, we wouldn't have cared.
Yeah. And that
You
they,
could
as
have just been
directors
like, I don't
doing
want
that.
an orchestra.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, okay, whatever. But when the moment you said, oh, it's going to be so authentic.
Yeah.
They shoot themselves in the foot.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Doomsday, what do you think you're going to give it? You'll probably give it like a 3.
Why would I give Doomsday a higher score than Supergirl?
If
You think Doomsday will be worse than Supergirl?
there's no shot.
There's no way.
Well, if you're no shot. No shot, because
There's no way it's
I don't think
worse.
their story is going to be something like revenge is bad and then they take revenge.
There's no way it's worse.
I don't think they would do that.
There's no.
You'll probably give it
There's
a
no
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
I think
I
that's
think
The
4 or
way
5.
I'm feeling like a 3 or a 2 right now. Like I'm not.
Wow.
I felt zero things. It looks all green
Okay, so
screen.
let's do this.
It did
Do you
look all
think
green
it'll
screen.
be better than Fantastic Four or worse than Fantastic
He's never
Four?
seen it.
Okay,
I fell off the
then
Marvel
Superman.
bandwagon. Ooh,
You have to watch Fantastic Four. It's such a good movie.
I won't.
Why?
Because
Fantastic Four was
I
kind of
ain't gonna be
underwhelming.
part of your system.
But
It's
we're
on Disney
doing
Plus now.
something. You need to watch it, and you need to watch Thunderbolts.
Dang, you didn't watch Thunderbolts?
No.
Thunderbolts
watched-
was good.
You haven't watched 2 of the best projects they've put out.
In
Like the past, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So you watched the bad, and you aren't even going to watch the
No, I
ones
haven't
that are
watched the
actually
bad. I
better.
fell off basically
After Endgame.
after Captain America and the Winter
4?
Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
The cap or no, not
No,
in the
Captain
Winter
America 4.
Soldier. Captain America and the Falcon, the show.
Oh, the show. Okay.
Oh, Falcon and
I was going to
Winter
say, there's no way you
Soldier.
Yeah, the
fell
show.
off by Winter Soldier.
no,
No, you saw. I thought you saw Brave New World, or did I see it and told you not to see it?
Brave New World.
That's the Captain America with Sam.
No, you saw it.
Oh, yeah, I told you not
It's
to see
not
it.
Captain America.
That's not his cap.
It's
cap.
not. And it's that movie has. Its
I'm
own
not gonna lie.
problems.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm over the. I'm not over the black Captain America, but I'm over this iteration of it. Like I saw.
in Endgame. When
I
he
saw
was just
him in-
like, "You are." I was like, "Wow, this is the
I-
most forced."
I
thing.
liked that scene, and I thought that I don't know the direction I thought they were gonna go post that scene is not anything.
Do better, Senator.
Like-
do better.
It was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
He's not Captain America.
I'm over it. Like I'm fine if they want to
Gosh.
reboot and make a new Falcon Cap, but like
You
this
made a movie
iteration-
with Captain America as him as Captain America that was missing Captain America.
You don't. I'm sorry, but like to make Captain America a symbol is a weird decision.
what do you mean?
Like Iron Man isn't a symbol.
But Captain America is a symbol though.
Is it like I
He does
I felt
wear
like
the stars and stripes.
I always saw Captain America as a person. Like
Yeah.
I never saw them as
Oh,
separate
you're
entities.
saying
Boy,
the-
look-
when Captain America, if
the
Captain America
person of
got
Captain
shot in the
America.
head, I wouldn't be like, oh, who's gonna be the
I
next
see what you're saying. I see
Captain
what you're saying.
America?
I see what
I'd
you're
be
saying.
like,
I see
oh,
what you're
well,
saying.
Captain America's story's done. Now, what's the next story you're going to tell me?
You're making it a thing to
Yeah.
pass on.
I mean,
Right.
I feel like that only exists for Spider-Man, to be honest. Like outside of Spider-Man, like the mantle getting passed, no one.
Spider-Man has a mantle to be passed.
Well, I just mean in the sense of live action, like Toby, Andrew, and Tom. Like people care enough about who the next Spider-Man is going to be, or were you referring
but
to?
we're talking about like actors.
Oh, you're
like,
saying-
no, but
okay,
in
I see what you're saying.
universe,
I see.
they're saying like, oh,
Oh,
who is going
okay,
to
I
take
see what
on
you're
the
saying. I
role
see
of
what you're
Captain
saying.
America? Because now that Steve Rogers isn't here,
I see what
we
you're
need
saying.
someone
Okay,
to
okay.
fill that role.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like, oh, I didn't know that
Should've
was
been
a
Bucky.
thing.
I thought it was going to be Bucky.
It should have been.
They-
Bucky.
they-
It fit the story better.
they
and
made a movie
Falcon's
where
boring
it-
as fuck.
They made him not
I
exciting.
don't. If I'm being honest, though, I
They
don't
made
know
a chase
that.
scene where he had to run. The guy ran out of a window. He had to stop and run down the stairs.
Yeah.
Like you can't make this up.
I don't.
need serum.
Yes,
I don't
you do,
know
bro.
that. I don't know that a Bucky Cap movie would have been good though. Either,
I don't think it
so
would have been good either.
I don't
No
It
know.
cap.
would have been. It just.
I don't think it would have been
No
better.
cap?
The,
No
the,
cap.
the
I don't think-
problems with that movie, Captain 4, a lot of them were this guy's a regular human. He would not survive that. He would not be able to chase
But they
him.
no, that doesn't count because they make
Yes,
Batman,
it
they make
does.
Batman movies look good and he doesn't have superpowers. So it
Completely
could've-
different. You don't put
Nah.
Batman against
But that's
Red
what
Hulk and
Well, that's-
not
yeah,
give him a
exactly.
way
But
to
that's-
win
so
that
you
makes
wrote
sense.
the wrong story for that character.
That's
yeah,
what I'm saying.
You
Yeah.
write it. You
You're
just
gonna
write it
have
better.
a human superhero version of Captain America, which is totally the right way to go.
So the original version of that movie was way different, and it did not involve the Hulk at all, and that would have been good. So it was actually,
but we didn't get that.
I know. I know. I don't get that.
He said, "You're so stupid, dude. You're so stupid." Oh my gosh.
I mean, do you think that what do you think you'll rate it? Like, based on the trailer and what you're excited for Secret Wars, do you think that this will be above a 5 for you? Is that a 6 or a 0?
A 6,
okay.
At least.
Maybe a 6. I don't know, because I know it's not gonna be better than Infinity War or Endgame. It's probably not gonna be better than Thunderbolts.
It'll be the worst Avengers movie.
It'll easily be the worst Avengers movie. As much as I'm lower on Fantastic Four than I was when I first saw it.
You don't get an opinion. You didn't watch it.
I don't know if it'll be better than Fantastic Four. So I guess like above Brave New World is most recent movies.
If it's not better than Brave New World, I'm gonna be pissed. Brave New World sucked.
The best part of the movie is when he's like actually doing cool stuff and he's like in
like
the
talking
air.
to senators.
No, the Top Gun aspect is what they should have leaned into, and that was the
true.
best part. And they did it for 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and that's it. He has wings, and he's a pilot, and he's friends with the pilot who's the new cat or Falcon.
That was the point, and that was the only point in the movie where I was like, yeah, Cap. Like, Steve Rogers is not doing this. When he has the wings and he's like flying around actually doing cool stuff, it's like, yeah, Steve Rogers couldn't do this. So.
And then the rest of the movie, I'm like, okay.
And the rest of the movie is just bad.
Would kill him. Steve Rogers would pummel him.
So I've had this argument with coworkers is what they should have done. The first half of Brave New World should have been the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show. Like that. Like the first half of the movie should have been the Flag Smashers, him like not accepting the mantle, figuring it out.
I hate Flag Smashers were terrible.
Really? Yeah. I thought it was. I don't know. I wouldn't say I thought it was
the
great.
idea.
I like the idea, but
in execution, it's just like you have been murdering people.
Yeah.
And the story's perspective was like, oh well, we should just understand them. No.
Yeah. That's her.
You should go straight to fucking prison.
Yeah.
God.
But what I was referring to,
it's the Toy Story 4 problem.
Yeah, what I was referring to is more of the struggle with being Captain America and being black. But I would have rather seen the whole.
Why'd you say it like that? Black.
I just said black.
How often do you say that word?
I don't say it a lot because I am black. So
black.
Do you need some mouthwash?
Like it burst out of him.
I just said black. I don't know. Anyways, I think it would have been fine if the first half of the movie would have been him struggling with being black and then it moving into getting rid of the freaking Hulk and something completely different. But I don't know. I would have liked to see the scene between him, Bucky, versus the fake Captain America where they take the shield away. I would have preferred to see that in a movie because I think that scene would have been really important to the MCU, especially after seeing Cap go back in time and give him the shield. Like that would have been a perfect moment to see it in a movie, and they kind of robbed that from us by putting it in the TV show.
When does he struggle with being black?
Struggle with being black and being Captain America. That's why he gives up the shield in the show.
I thought it was stupid that he gave it up. You literally received it from Steve, and you're going to give it to the government. That whole part was stupid.
I don't know. Like, I'll be honest. His character, like, never showed any signs of like
being the leader,
being a leader, or feeling insecure about being black compared to being white people. So it's just like
it came out of nowhere.
I feel like that character arc was imposed on him because of the culture. They're like, oh, we have to have a black guy stepping into white
I agree with that because
like that's not his character.
It's also 2021, so it definitely was.
Yeah,
because
2022.
Because I don't know. Because when you look at his introduction, like he's like fine with being the sidekick. Like he's like,
and there's never commentary to Captain America being like, "Are you okay with having a black sidekick?" Like,
I mean, yeah.
Are you cool
know
with
what I mean?
this?
If there would have been seeds
But
along the way of him
yeah.
feeling like I'm trying to figure out my place in this role, like I feel like I'm an outsider in this world. We never got that.
Yeah, cause like even so like in Civil War, he's like whoever's shooting at you, I find myself winding up them shooting at me or something like that. And then even
He didn't say, man, why are they always shooting at the black guy?
Yeah.
He's not wrestling with these ideas until our culture did, and they're like, oh my god, look, it's a black character. Let's put that
so
in
and
the
then
movie.
also even like you take into account the first Ant-Man movie, like he's like used as like this reject Avenger that Ant-Man beat or dubs pretty easily, trying to get the device to pull off their heist.
Kicked his butt.
Yeah, he like kicked his butt fairly easy. So it's like they forced him into this like, I mean,
boring character,
and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, this
now
is the
he's
leader
the
of our
most important character of all time. And if you don't like him, look in the
And it
mirror,
sucks-
bro.
and
Look in the fucking mirror.
And it
It's
sucks
horrible.
because
It's
and it
horrible.
sucks because the latter half of Captain America 4, where he
not
kind
4.
of
it's not the sequel. It's not Captain America.
it
4.
is Captain America 4.
It is Falcon 1.
It is Captain America 4. Anyways, but there's
Falcon
this moment,
America. Captain.
but the through line through his character throughout Civil War and all the Avengers movies is his humility, right? Like he's someone who
Yes, he's not arrogant.
Yeah, he's
for
not
sure,
arrogant.
yeah.
And it bothers me that is the point that they tried to get to at the end of the movie, especially in the scene where he's at the hospital with the guy who almost died. But they didn't use that throughout the movie to explain his humility
Sure.
in a way
as
that
an asset
actually
that makes him worthy of the role.
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
Exactly.
That's perfect. If you're gonna tell the story of like what makes you like, why does our society need like this type of person?
Exactly.
Make a story that says that. Like,
Yeah.
Steve was strong. We needed strength. Now we need humility.
we needed this humility from him, but they didn't use it in a way that made sense. Like he's at odds with the president, but there's no like, I don't know. They don't really show him being like this human versus the president, because the president is like, I mean, I guess they kind of do because they throw Isaiah Bradley in jail, and
in the
he's
way
like,
that we talked about, like the layers of Insomnia.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't do that.
It
Like,
doesn't
the
do
theme,
that.
The bad guy, the plot, everything, the character arcs, none of them lead
None
to
of them-
that. And
none
then
of-
at the end of the movie, they're like, "Hey, look, he's humble," and you're
yeah,
like,
exactly.
"Okay, sure,
Yeah.
thanks."
Yeah. It's like, and I feel like they did it better in spurts. Like even in Civil War, where Steve shows up and he's like comes into the conversation of him talking to the veterans about like grief and things like that and how to get over and stuff like that. That's a better scene than anything that we got in Captain America 4.
You know what
Like-
I'm really looking forward to? I just realized this for Doomsday.
What?
We're gonna get the obligatory scene of like, "Do you want your shield back?" And he'd be like, "No, Cap."
No, he has Thor's hammer.
Dang.
You know,
I'm
we're
glad
gonna
you
get
said that
We're gonna
because
get
it's gonna
that fucking scene.
It's gonna happen. I'm
and
glad
it's
you
gonna
said
make.
that.
I'm gonna roll my fucking eyes, and they're not gonna roll back because they're gonna be stuck back there.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm gonna be like,
Bringing him back is so
Botox
stupid.
America.
It's so
He
stupid.
looks weird.
Yeah.
I don't like this plastic surgery shit that's going on with all of our
I
celebrities.
don't. I think it would have made more sense if they just reintroduced, or I guess introduced more powerful characters.
Why don't you just fucking use Haley Atwell? You're all about this fucking female empowerment
she's gonna
shit.
be in the movie.
Oh, this is what I have. So there's characters that like we haven't heard of or that we don't know is going to be in Doomsday, which is Moon Knight, Wonder Man, Daredevil, She-Hulk.
Wonder Man.
She-Hulk
Well,
will never be
Wonder Man's on the jail from the police, so apparently
on the jail from police.
on the run from the police.
Yeah, but he could help.
But he's on the run,
pretty
bro.
powerful. Ironheart, Hawkeye Girl, I forgot her name.
Hawkeye Girl?
Punisher, and then I just
Oh,
read a rumor Adam Warlock is no longer in the MCU anymore.
Okay.
The character.
What do you mean?
I feel zero things about that.
The actor said he's done. There's no
Oh.
more Adam Warlock. But you have so many characters that you introduced that have not been confirmed from Doomsday, and
What is Moon Knight gonna do?
Have nightmares.
be
Like,
in the movie.
Ironheart's making deals with the devil. Moon Knight's not gonna do anything. Who else?
Wonder
Who'd you say?
Man.
Wonder Man's on the run from the police. So
what does that have to do with?
he can't show up at Avengers Tower if they got pictures of him. This guy is wanted.
If the multiverse is collapsing and they're going to fight Doom, they don't care about a criminal.
Yeah, they do. He's black, bro.
Anyways, but yeah, you have all these characters that they've done over the past 6 years that aren't even gonna be in the movie.
They are.
Or just gonna go away. And you set up all the young Avengers, and none of them
they're gonna be in the movie.
Not young anymore.
Yeah.
By the time you get the
all of them are 30.
They're in the movie.
No, they're not.
They reshot the ending. They're all in
Hawkeye Girl, Haley Steinfeld's not in the MCU anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Marvel is probably in the movie. You don't have Isaiah Bradley's son or grandson, whatever. He's definitely not.
But they haven't introduced him with powers, though. They just introduced his character, so that doesn't count.
You set up the Young Avengers, and that was supposed to be your next thing, and none of them.
But they don't.
Anything.
They don't.
And
introduce
you also
his
have
grandson
all of
with
these
powers,
characters that you have set up, and none of them have gone forward.
Expired ingredients for a meal,
And
you
instead
want them
of
to
using
continue
characters
cooking.
that you brought in, you're grabbing from the past.
Well, no, I'm with you. It's all shit, man.
Yeah, that's
You
literally
said
what
the
I'm
last
saying.
6 years you've made shit,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh shit, remember this guy? And we're like,
Yeah.
I do.
I think
remember
that was
this
kind of
guy.
the point we made earlier.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It is.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's come full circle.
Yeah.
This is the,
But you
this
have
is the end game.
But you have all these characters. The reason why they did that, I think, is because the characters that they built up, we wouldn't have cared about. So they try to bring people from the past to make us care about.
So here's the question.
And we won't care about them either.
Here's my theory. My hot take. I think I know how fucking Doomsday's gonna die. Dr. Doomsday, whatever.
His name's
Iron
Dr.
Man's gonna
Doom.
fucking come in and kill him.
No.
RDJ,
No,
Iron Man coming back.
I don't.
I
Oh,
bet-
RDJ's Iron Man is coming back. They're
Yeah,
bringing
of
him back
course
to
he is.
life.
Of course he is.
He's not coming back to life.
He
No,
is.
they confirmed it.
They
He's
confirmed
coming
it.
back.
He's
Yeah.
not coming back to life.
They confirmed that he's playing multiple characters.
He's not
He
coming
is.
back.
He's coming back to life.
Bro,
He's
read the
not
signs.
coming
Bro,
Read
he's
the
coming
signs.
back to life.
Captain America
Life.
is back. The real one.
All right, buddy.
No, he's not even the real one.
He's not even the real
He's
one.
not even the one that we had. He's a different one,
He
but
doesn't
he's
even
still
have
better than the
one who
Falcon.
got
He doesn't even
plastic
have
surgery.
a suit, bro.
Huh?
He doesn't even have a suit. He's in
And
a
he
black
still
t-shirt.
has, and he's
just like you.
and he still has
He
more
still
aura
looks-
than Falcon in his
does.
Captain
He
America
still looks
suit.
more like Captain America in a t-shirt.
Falcon looks horrible
Then
even
when
in
he
his
spray
suit.
painted his Falcon suit with the stars and stripes, and you're like, sorry, man. It's
Yeah,
not
dude.
Halloween.
It's not. You don't get your red suit back. You're done. Give the shield. You're done.
Thor. When is Thor gonna die?
In this movie,
Forever?
no, he's a god.
I'm not gonna feel anything either.
If Thor dies,
No.
I don't know about that.
They
His
just
fourth
milked
movie
the shit out of this.
sucked.
I would be sad if Thor died.
It
That's
won't-
about it. That's the only
feel
person I care
it's just-
about.
I won't care because whatever they do, it won't be because of a character arc that led to Thor's death. It will be because they're like, hey, you know how we establish how strong Doctor Doom is? Watch this.
Fair.
It won't be earned. You know, like
Fair.
at least with Iron Man, when he died, it was just like, man, this is the final thing that Iron
You
Man
don't
needed
want-
to do. Sacrifice himself for the greater good.
You
gonna
don't
be
want
really
Doom.
funny.
You don't want Doom to take Stormbreaker, chop off Thor's head,
No.
No, that's
and
stupid.
say, "I went
If-
for the head."
It's going to be really funny when
No.
Iron Man isn't in
Eek.
this movie.
No.
Iron Man is in this movie.
That would be a nod towards a character arc, right?
But they would
That
never.
would-
They would never have Doctor Doom cut off Thor's head
And
though.
he
That'd be
shouldn't be able
stupid.
to.
That would be
pick it.
crazy.
It'd be stupid.
I'd be down for it.
Of course you
You know,
would.
honestly,
It'd be
that would be
stupid.
down for
interesting.
it.
Even though, like, why can he pick up the hammer?
No. Only Mjolnir is the one that has the
okay.
enchantment.
Stormbreaker, anybody can
So,
pick it up.
That'd be fire,
you
bro.
If
It
you
would
did
be
a
stupid.
line
It would be
where
fire.
he said, "I'm gonna go
He-
for the head this time," and Doom does it, I'd be like, so that would
No,
be
no.
I
He
wouldn't
said Dr. Doom
No,
cuts his
so
head, and
Thor
Dr. Doom says
I'm,
that.
You know what? I'm
Yeah.
going for
No,
his
if
head.
Dr. Doom says I'm going for the head, that
No.
is the dumbest thing that they've
Thor.
ever done. No, that's
Thor.
what he said would be
That's
really
what I said.
cool.
That's what I
Okay, no,
said.
He
I'm
said that would be really cool.
Okay,
I would be.
I'm gonna fix
That'd
this
be
problem.
stupid.
I'm
That'd be
gonna
so
play
funny.
devil's advocate here.
It would be. It wouldn't be good, but it would be
Thor
funny.
mentioned something like, "Let me go for his
So
head."
dumb.
He flies in. Doom does his fucking he fingers him twice, right? And then he
Fingers him
grabs the hammer
fingers
and
once
he
with
cuts
two
off
fingers.
Thor's head. That would at least be a nod to a character arc of
Yeah.
Thor.
Yeah.
Where you're like, okay, it's still not earned,
Yeah.
but like
Not at all.
that is within the story of Thor's character.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But that is a really low bar of expectation for what I should expect from a character that I've grown up with for the last almost 20 years. If Thor is going to die, I should feel something, and I know I will feel nothing other than, oh shit, Thor's dead.
So
it won't be leading to this.
The movie's not going to have any emotional impact.
What about Thor and Loki reunion? Do you think that will...
No, because they've done it 74,000 times.
Yeah.
Loki's dead. No, he's not. Oh, Thor. Oh, brother. Loki's
dead.
No, he's not. Oh, brother.
Which still technically isn't his brother.
And it's not even the one that he knows. Like,
yeah, and you can't watch movies of your other life and be like, okay, now it's me. All that character arc that took fucking 15 movies to get to. I'm here now, which is what the Loki show did.
Loki show's fire, though.
No, it's not.
Loki show was good.
It was fine.
Season 2 is...
It was fire.
Season 1 is good.
I don't know. I'm trying to think how...
You said you liked it, and then you didn't.
I did.
You liked season 1?
Yeah.
And season
1? Why don't you like season 1?
The TVA is... It breaks...
Everything.
It breaks everything. Like, the time travel and the TVA really just break the mechanics of storytelling. Because it's like, well, why doesn't the TVA show up? Why can't you just prune the universe? Why can't you just get one of those portables and transport somewhere?
Well,
why do the batteries die now? Like, there's so many things.
They should have shown up in Endgame.
Yeah. There's like so... Like, once you introduce a technology that
when they go back and take Infinity Stones from a different timeline.
Well, it actually doesn't count because they didn't make a variant because they actually are...
No, but they didn't get involved because they said that was supposed to happen.
And Steve Rogers changed the timeline and went back and lived with Peggy.
Yeah, but he created
created a branch. That was totally supposed to happen.
Of course it was.
And a branch timeline gets pruned.
That's not a branch.
Yeah, but
it's like
that is a branch.
He said he created a branch timeline.
No, it's a tree that like wraps around itself.
So it's not a So it's like a squiggly. Dumb. Yeah, they should have shown up.
Once you invent technology that says, hey, I can transport to another part of the multiverse, and I have a stick that can prune the entire aspect of this universe. It's like...
Not the stick, it's the bomb.
Whatever. Like, once you've introduced that, you're just like, fuck me, man. Like, everything is at risk, and you're just like, why don't you do it now? Why isn't... If this timeline is a problem for you, why isn't it destroyed immediately?
But it is, though.
Well, but it is when the story wants it to be.
Yeah, not in Deadpool.
But, okay, so I guess the in-universe logical answer is because it was the Kang variant deciding what gets pruned. And it wasn't the TVA acting as a domestic, or not domestic, what am I trying to say? A unified system deciding together. It was just Kang like, hey, go prune this. So I guess that's kind of the reason why, though, too.
Right.
But then how?
But if you can genuinely pull together the multiverse, right, to the point where like there's like dark matter, like there's an infinite, like it doesn't. That show actually wrestles with the multiverse better than Marvel has done one time.
Yeah.
And like the
Season
infinite array of universes. Theoretically, the sacred timeline. If there's only one timeline, that means that you have competently pruned billions of other timelines, right?
Yeah.
And so when characters can survive more than 10 seconds against you, I don't believe that you're that competent, which then makes me question how have you pruned these other billions, right? Because like when Loki's just like, oh yeah, I can somehow not be pruned for an entire 2 seasons. You're just like, how?
Yeah.
Because these guys allegedly have pruned billions of timelines with no problem since the beginning of this time, right?
That's right.
So it's like you can't introduce a story element
like that.
Dang,
now that you mention that, yeah, because, I mean, even with that philosophy, they shouldn't have been able to, I guess, or I guess it contradicts itself because Loki is able to escape being pruned, but Deadpool isn't.
Right.
Because, you know, the TVA shows up and they handle Deadpool and bring him back to the TVA.
But they made Loki an agent.
Loki, yeah.
That's different. But his universe still should have been pruned.
Yeah, but even when he, like, when he escapes, there's multiple times where like the TVA are after him and he survives in a very consequential amount of time. And you're like, man, the TVA really feel like a joke. And you're like, if you are to expect me to believe that they can trim billions of variants, they can't look like a joke. They have to be like, inefficiency, prune. And that's not what happens. They're tripping. They're wearing weird uniforms. Some of them are overweight. And you're like, how have you ran the universe this efficiently this long?
Yeah. I mean, and to that point, I mean, even after Loki gets, or not Loki, Deadpool gets taken into the TVA, he does escape and he does like.
He makes quite amount of havoc.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I get your point.
He breaks Wolverine's skeleton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kills all of them.
Yep.
So lanterns.
Yeah, I mean that's actually a really good point. That's a guy.
He's a man.
Can take
you
bones
guys are
and kill you, but you guys can somehow keep the multiverse stable and at bay. Like
no, it makes no. It makes sense if you don't think about it.
Oh, great.
Yep.
I forgot. That's what I wanted.
And they also in that movie showed us that they took care of millions of Deadpools already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you have to justify why this one's this good.
It's just because he's
not
the
that
Marvel
good because
one.
he needs to start focusing on other people.
But he is that good because he's been defaced.
Defaced.
And because he's not the good-looking Deadpool, that's why he's the best. And he's not the best.
But the good-looking one was in Prune too.
It's really weird too because it's like what?
That's true.
If like this whole Alioth mechanism too is like
they changed it from Deadpool Wolverine. From Loki.
Yeah, they changed it. Yeah,
because like these people would have been pruned by now. Like very few people would escape, but like, and Alioth is like wreaking havoc across all of the land, not just one place. And
well, and
I don't
Loki,
know. There's so many things where it's just like
because
the elements that are introduced between the TVA and the time travel, it's just like. Man, there's so many variables that, like, I don't even know if this world building is capable of being intact because I'm just going to ask, if you can prune someone by touching them with a stick, why doesn't one of the Avengers just take one of those stick, prune Dr. Doom?
They'd have to make it to the TVA first.
But the TVA is everywhere. They're constantly showing up.
Well, if you read the leaks, you know that he goes to the TVA and destroys the TVA.
Why don't they prune him? Why don't
I'm
you
not
just
reading.
poke him with a stick?
I'm not reading the leaks so that I don't know what's going on.
But
in the movie.
the point is like this technology exists.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you now have to account for why it can't be used.
Yeah.
And
well, you have to get there.
I mean,
you have to get to the TVA.
But could be the argument could also be he's powerful enough to not get touched by an Avenger with a TVA stick.
But if they can destroy whole multiverses, why is one man not being destroyed?
True, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
It's like, are you? You'd have to then account for what makes him non-material enough to be pruned.
I think unfortunately we're at a point where we're using the logic of a storyline that doesn't exist anymore.
Correct. Yeah. It's like literally the multiverse needs to be pruned.
Yeah, because the TVA as we know it and introduced has nothing to do with Doom at all.
Well,
anymore.
I'm just thinking like of all of the incompetencies that you see amongst all of the agents everywhere from the TVA.
They're like stormtroopers.
Yeah, they drop their tablets. They forget their batteries. They drop their batons. They can't catch people. And I'm like, man,
they can't.
They have
fight
Infinity
Deadpool.
Stones that are just in desk drawers, and you're like, man, this would be great. Like, Loki should just take one of those tablets, one of those sticks, throw them to Thor. Thor would be like,
or just grab all the Infinity Stones because they work once you leave.
Right? But like, they're not gonna do that. Like, I don't know. I just feel like you can't introduce these stories. What is going on is you're introducing world-altering technologies, and then you won't account for how those technologies would actually change the world.
Yeah.
You're just like, don't think about it.
Yeah.
Like, well, okay, I guess.
You also introduce it in a TV show, and then now it has to be in the movies because you're doing stuff that goes against what you said.
How many
so I guess my question would be
what'd you say?
I wonder how many people are lost when they see I've seen some material of the last 6 years. What about the people who have seen none?
Nothing.
And you see like the TVA, and you see all these characters.
You see Loki. You see Loki dead in the TVA, and you're like, "What is this place?" Right. Because he's gonna die in the TVA.
It's got to be really confusing.
Because
and what's
of the
annoying
leaks
too is that you have, if you're gonna make it a connected universe, then you need to tell the story as though it's connected, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they know that people haven't watched this, so they're going to introduce
No,
ways
but you haven't heard. It's a direct sequel from Endgame.
yeah, and they're going to put in
So
lies.
new
footage,
if it's a direct
newfound
sequel
footage.
from Endgame,
Suck.
then you don't need to watch everything that's happened in the past 7 years.
What a lie.
Which means that everything we've done for the past 7 years means nothing.
You want to hear a fun fact? They didn't include Shang-Chi in the essential watch list, and I agree.
But he's in the movie.
Wait, what do you mean the essential watch list?
They said, here's
They
the
have-
movies that
they
you
have
need
an
to have
essential
watched in order to
watch
watch Endgame.
Oh,
and
and they don't
Shang-Chi
have-
wasn't in it.
But they have Loki in there, right?
I don't remember.
It was Endgame, and there was a couple projects after too.
Yeah, Shang-Chi's going to be in the movie, but it's going to be like, oh, wow, that guy with rings is fighting that guy with cards.
And one of them doesn't have any movie or TV show or relevance because he's never been in anything, but is a fan casting.
His movie is on a hard drive in LA.
That means 0.
It means something. Not to me, but to somebody.
I mean, obviously it means something to you. You keep bringing this hard drive up.
Nobody's seen it. It's just like the John Krasinski thing. And
Well,
you
that was
killed him off.
that was just fan service though.
So is Channing Tatum as
No one cared about Channing Tatum as Gambit though.
I cared.
that's a very popular fan cast.
Dog.
And it was years ago. But you're proving my point. You're literally proving my point by trying to argue with me. Nobody
That's
cares
fine.
about Channing Tatum as Gambit, but you put him in Deadpool Wolverine and you have him in Doomsday.
There was no one in that movie that anyone cared about.
In what movie?
Unfortunately. Deadpool
You know what would have
Wolverine.
been cool? You bring in Johnny Storm, who didn't get nutted. And he shows up against Doctor Doom, and it's just like, another one?
Yeah.
Jesus.
What would have made more sense if they would have just taken the existing Avengers and showed other versions of them in the Void,
There you go.
and
You
then
can do a soft reboot.
yeah,
Yep. Well, I mean, in that this would be the Human Torch would actually be a way to keep Chris Evans in the universe that actually has a through line with the fact that you have a multiverse, right?
I'm getting
It would make sense,
Yeah.
but you doing it with RDJ. It makes less sense because you're it's just like, oh yeah, it's a multiverse. It's like, okay, sure, but like it's like bringing Andrew Garfield in from the multiverse. You're like, oh look, because I've seen that guy.
Yeah.
And you do it with Chris Evans. You're like, hey, we've kept him around, but we're not breaking our story.
And not Gambit.
So
Gambit should have been in the movie.
I just had a thought. So if Deadpool and Wolverine was with Avengers variants, right? And then say the movie's actually good, and then those Avengers variants don't, or maybe some of them die, but they still exist in the Void. Then Doom recruits those Avengers variants in the Void, and you have essentially a dark Avengers versus this wannabe Avengers team or trying to be an Avengers team. Do you think that would have been a more compelling story?
I mean, it'd be interesting. And then you could have people have character arcs that grow a conscience that go against Doom. And those character arcs
Because
be meaningful.
I say
and
that-
now I'm like, oh, you know what? I like this guy as the new Cap.
I say that because they tried to bring this nostalgia to movies that people didn't care about.
Right.
Like no one cares about Elektra. Like I feel like Blade was the only character like people were like, "Oh, that'd be cool to see again."
Right.
And so
And Johnny.
but they didn't do any service to him. So I think if there was a scenario where they would have brought, I don't know, a different Captain America or like a different Thor, or maybe a different Black Panther, and they fought with Deadpool, and then Doom shows up and's like, "Yeah, you guys, you're on my side now." Like he basically bullies them into submission and working for them. And then there's this duality of like, you see this Thor who's like
Not Australian.
not Australian or something like that, or you see a Captain America who looks different from Chris Evans, but also looks different from Sam Wilson. But no, or you see or you see an evil
I was gonna say
Spider-Man,
we've already seen that.
or No, we haven't because there's only been 2 Captain Americas.
Just another hasn't.
Not in my heart.
My Captain America's white. No.
True American.
Idris Elba would be fine as Captain America.
Oh God.
Probably be better than what we got.
No, but I think it would have been a more compelling story because
Sure, I agree.
Because then it's like
And you could honestly, like, it would help salvage some of the mess of the last 5 years.
Exactly.
You Deadpool and Wolverine, you're just like, hey, here's New Avengers, and you see how the audience reacts to it, and then
maybe your Sadie Sink Jean Grey is in the void.
Right, and no one talks about her.
And
you're
no
like,
one
okay, no one seems to care about her, and then you this would require
Actual writing.
Yeah, so what you could do is just like you soft seed it in Deadpool and Wolverine in the void, right?
Yeah.
And then you look for, the way that the culture responds to these characters,
Yeah.
and then you were like, sweet, there's 7 of them who people seem to like. Let's quickly, but well done, write some 7 movies for these guys.
Or
And
maybe
we're gonna write
maybe not even
stories that
7
lead up
movies.
to-
Maybe not even 7 movies.
maybe
Just
3 or 4.
Group some of them together.
Yeah, 3 or 4. You forestall the next Avengers so that you can have these individual movies and show what their stories are. And then you make this Avengers Endgame. So you're essentially like patchworking the mess. Like that would be way better than like, hey, mess, Doomsday. And you're like, okay.
See, because the thing about the thing about Remy Remy LeBeau like being in the void is like, oh, this is interesting that this character that we haven't seen before is there. But
who's Remy LeBeau?
A Gambit.
Oh,
he just wanted to flex that he knew his real name.
No, I didn't. I know most of everyone's.
Know.
But anyways, so if Gambit, so this idea of you're introducing Gambit to the void, it worked to a certain degree because
yeah.
But I think it could have been more than that instead of just like trying to get old actors to come back one more time.
It wouldn't just be a publicity stunt for nostalgia.
Yeah,
it would be a storytelling
exactly.
device to do a soft reboot.
Exactly.
That's a good idea.
Exactly.
You want to go do that? Go make a movie.
Okay. All
The worst part about all this is they did none of it.
This is correct.
This is all just
Instead, we got Brave New World and Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah. And the Marvels.
So I guess we should wrap on this.
Yeah.
The question is
Lantern's going to be good?
Done. Is coming in the water.
A horse.
A horse.
No.
Does Doomsday. Done.
No.
Make $1 billion.
No.
Oh.
Well, is that our time?
No, does that was a question.
Oh.
Does Doomsday make $1 billion?
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, yes. You don't think so?
I actually wonder. I think it might hit like 700-800.
I think it's going to
I think it's going to be a mid movie, if not a poor movie, and so the hype won't be enough because I think one of the things that makes movies reach $1 billion is you have to watch it multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
If the movie sucks, it might not have the legs to get to $1 billion.
But do you think that the excitement of first and second weekend could carry, or no?
I don't think you don't reach $1 billion in the first 2 weeks.
Mm-mm.
It's
I mean,
like,
or I'm not saying to $1 billion, but I'm saying like carry to a significant point where it could
that's why I think
coast
it'll like stop
to
at
$1
like
billion.
7, 8.
Okay.
Like that would be my theory. I just don't think that unless this is just somehow like
There's a
like
lot of
I know some people who
characters.
think Thunderbolts was good, right?
Thunderbolts was good.
And so if the majority of people think that this is good, even though it's slop, which makes sense.
So you're saying that if people don't think that this movie is better than Thunderbolts, you don't think it's going to make $1 billion?
I think the problem with Thunderbolts, though, you can't compare because the Avengers are the Avengers and the Thunderbolts are C-list, D-list Thunderbolts. Like,
But
people didn't care to go see that movie.
No, I'm saying.
But I'm saying if people think that's a good movie, and they don't think it's better than Thunderbolts, are enough people going to care about it to go see it again and again and again to get it to $1 billion?
$999 million. It'll stop that.
That'd be funny. That would be
One
really
penny
funny.
short of $1 billion. I think unfortunately it's going to make $1 billion just because. I mean,
Okay.
Deadpool and Wolverine made $1 billion. So
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
yep.
No,
That's
I mean,
why
it's very
there's going to be another Deadpool movie.
That's icky.
It is icky. Well, that like the problem is like it is diminishing returns. You can't keep doing nostalgia bait for things and it continue to like it's like if you suck on a bone for too long, you've gotten all of its nutrients, right? There's not going to be much nutrients left from the corpses that they keep pillaging.
Yeah.
And so, like, the nostalgia trick, I feel like, as a culture, has run its course, or it is getting really close to running its course.
Yeah.
Honestly, this might be the final nail in the coffin of nostalgia bait.
It
is the
I
ultimate
agree.
But Secret
nostalgia.
Wars is also going to do it.
Dang, that's true. I keep forgetting
Secret Wars
Yeah, but, like,
is going to be the bow of the multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but, like, I don't know if people are going to care. Secret Wars probably could, like, if this movie's mid, Secret Wars is going to bomb. It'll make, like, $500 million or less. That's
I just
my hopes.
can't see an
I
Avengers
want it to
movie ever
die.
doing that.
Yeah,
I know
want
it's
it to
tough.
die. It'd
It's
be
tough.
amazing.
I really couldn't see it. Like
And
if
Disney
it was
files bankruptcy and sells all of its rights
To the people.
to the people.
because if Spider-Man's going to make $1 billion for sure.
Yeah, Spider-Man's gonna. Be
It's worth it.
I do too. I'm getting less the more trailers I see. An Avengers movie, there's just no way. There's no way it doesn't.
Man, imagine what it would do to the executives if that is what happened, though. Maybe they'd actually
If they
start
didn't make $1
rethinking.
billion,
If it didn't make $1 billion.
it's going to make a profit for sure.
It won't make a
We're gonna
profit.
get
It's
a-
gonna it's going to be the most expensive film ever made.
If it
It's
doesn't,
gonna
if
be
it
at
doesn't
like
make
$800
it,
to $900, $800 to $900 million in cost with marketing, which means they have to make almost $2 billion to break even because you only get about 50% of the sales in ticket
Interesting.
prices.
yeah.
So like you basically have to make 2 to 2.5 times the cost of your movie to break even.
If this
There's
movie,
no way this movie hits $2 billion.
If this movie fails, we are getting the Obsession cinematic universe
Made by Disney.
made by
Made
Disney.
by Disney.
So
Starring Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. As the girlfriend.
There's been
His range is crazy. Black guy, Doom, Iron Man, and a woman.
20-year-old white girl.
Yeah.
I'd see it. That actually sounds more interesting than Doomsday.
To see if he could do it. Well, that's been episode 3. Thanks for coming on
To
this
the
journey
2
with
people
us.
still watching, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's been real.
It's been really
Let's go
real.
build a dresser.
We get to go build a dresser.